And y'all about to get this timer. Yes, y'all are. I'm still doing some things in the background. So enjoy the timer and the intro. Be right with y'all.
Mate.
These are bullets all day long. They got the Knight of Pentacles, the Strength. He shot himself. There's the
Family attorney says the 23-year-old died from a gunshot wound to the head, and the manner of death was suicide.
I don't know what he used. I know it's a rope involved. I don't know what he used that rope for. Let me see. The secrets. He's taking the secrets with him. You see the secrets? He's not giving y'all the information. That y'all don't need to know it. You know? He'll go out with the secrets with the high priest there. He might be found on a Wednesday. Ace of Wands. So I have no doubt in my mind they're gonna find Brian Laundrie, October 2021. I'm telling you, he's still.
Hello, my loves. It's TTMG, the Tarot Medium Goddess here. Thank you so much for being here. Please do stop what you're doing and like this video. Go ahead and subscribe. Don't forget to tell me what you think about what happened in this case in the comments below. And do show your girl some love and share the video. I appreciate every single one of you. It's true. I love you, boo. And that's a fact. Thank you guys so much for being here, doing a little bit more in the background. So I'm going to play real quick the Orin and Orson clip of my prediction on them being passed away and Trezell and Jacqueline playing a part of that. So I'll play that. It's probably only a couple minutes long, if that, and I'll be right back.
When's Summer's birthday?
That's when Molly found out that that Don and Candace do not know Summer's birthday, right? But I'll be right with y'all.
Yeah. What I'm getting is lamb led to the slaughter. I don't know if any of these people belong to some type of cult. This has a spiritual connotation to it. All right, with the Ten of Swords and the High Priest, I have the energy that they're no longer with us. Yeah, so Orin, I got a definite no. And then Orson, the death card was at the bottom.
He's awesome.
Not to mention, I feel nauseous.
You feel nauseous around him? That's Sun, 7 of Wands, 8 of Wands, but...
Well, I got the Sun too for Orson. I did get the sun, but I get
sun. That's good.
Yeah, but a lot. Well, no, a lot of times I get the sun when people are dead too. So, and then at the bottom of the deck was the death card.
7 of Wands, of course, changed. Do you feel that the two of them are together? Because I'm feeling like they got taken and separated.
Yeah, they may have gotten separated and this all has to do with money. Look, there's the money with the 7 of Pentacles, and there's the King of Pentacles right here, Ace of Swords, and so they were the sacrifice. Bottom of the deck, money again. Look, paying for the kids. Someone's paying for the kids. Card. Yeah, the family with the 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. One of the families are involved.
What does Charles know?
Whether it's the adopted.
I'm asking what Charles knows.
This is the family thing. Wow. There's the toxic situation as you see it. Layered on the shadow side card. So I have the energy that they have passed on. That's the energy that I'm getting.
All right, guys, I'm trying to fix this green screen in the background, but since I can't get it fixed, I think I'm gonna just go ahead. Y'all see who's gonna be my next. This is gonna be the next thumbnail, guys. Two-Face Manipulator right there. I know some of you guys love him, but I will be talking about him. Give me 1 second to fix this green screen thing. Virtual background. There we go. All right. But I'm gonna take it off for now. But Justin, next, babe. All right, so let me click none. All right. So let's zoom out of my room. And I still have a couple more things to do behind the scenes. But let me get to the chat. Hello, Mallory. Hello. Get ready to rumble! Guys, I'm silly like that. Yes, Mallory, yes. Mallory says, dang, it's like bright in here or something. Or this camera, this webcam light. Mallory says, please give Smash that. Yes, guys, please do like and share. Hey, Pink Butterfly. Is this a planned fashion? AJ, where were you when where were you when Mr. what's his name again? Justin? Where were you when he was bashing me, hun? Where were you when he was bashing me, love, right? And who said I was bashing Molly? Because I said this is an open letter to MGL, right? But good question. Whew, girl. All right, so for a lot of you guys that want a short, quick version of what went down, you could check out Mallory at Random. Actually, her channel name now is, and I'm gonna put it on the screen, is House of Williams. Later, I will play portions of this clip. And before, like, you know, some people already jumping in the room asking, is this a planned bashing? Does the person deserve to be bashed? Do you know what they did? Do you care what they did? Or do you know a portion of what they did but not know the whole thing, right? So give me a minute to explain myself here, okay? Let's not assume we know a person. I know a lot of people in here, my regular subscribers, they know me, they love me, and they appreciate me. They know that I'm real all day, right? And I'm always willing to hear somebody out. Justin was not willing to hear me out. So we're going to speak on that, right? But hold on. Let me get House of Williams page up here real quick. And yes. All right. No, I do not want to unsubscribe. Videos. All right. So, share. Is this a plan bashing? Yeah, it's a plan bashing, all right. It's bashing him, bashing me, okay? And also bashing him in the cases that he's doing as well and how he's doing it. So yeah, it's a plan bashing. So now for you guys that want a shortened version maybe of what's going on, House of Williams, I did not even know Miss Williams was going to go there for me. You know, I'm a mod on her channel, but she had no clue that I was sitting in. She might have suspected it or whatever, you know. But I was listening and I didn't want to interrupt only because, you know, she's a comedian. And she might have some jokes about me on a live and blah, blah, blah. And I don't want to cause any type of tension. If you feel something, go ahead and say that. You know what I mean? I don't mind a joke and I don't mind being corrected. Some people do and some creators do, but not me. So I just wanted to hear what she had to say without prejudice. And then I listened to the end and then I was like, yo, I was here the whole time. But, and she just said everything. So I'm gonna put this link.
I'm behind in the chat here. Yes, I am. Mallory Young. How are you?
Wow, Mallory. Mallory's a mod on this channel. So you were over there fast, quick, and in a hurry, weren't you? All right. So I'm gonna drop the link. Mallory, mods, you could drop the link throughout if you like to. It may also be included in the the description box later. So Pink Butterfly, hey Pinky Lee, how you doing? But Mallory talks about what happened on Molly's channel, right? I was on Molly GOLIGHTLY channels, MGLs. Matter of fact, we're gonna go ahead. Maybe I'm gonna bring it. Let me bring it up real quick for y'all. And this isn't plan organized. I'm gonna just go with the flow because I felt MGL, you know, after what happened, maybe it doesn't deserve me going back into a 5-hour live and watching it by myself just to come back here and discuss it with you guys. So I felt we would all watch it together. Give me one moment. And trust me, we won't watch the whole thing here at all. Alright, so here's Molly GOLIGHTLY's channel. This is Marissa's channel, right? This is the one where I was on her live. So if you guys want to see what went down and how it happened or whatever, it's right here. Boom. It's from 4 days ago. So we're going to go ahead and click. Let me see if this is on the screen. Oh, shoot. You guys can't see it. All right. There we go. All right. So this is Molly GOLIGHTLY channel, Marissa.
Did, and I already pulled tarot like months ago, and it's a sure yes.
So anyway, about 25 to 30 minutes in or something, I come up on the panel because, you know, I'm talking to Molly, right? I'm talking to Molly in the chat. And she was like, well, I want to hear what you got to say, right? Because I told her Benny Keys, I said from the beginning, Benny Keys is an informant. I pulled it on the energy strong. Regardless if you like him, a lot of people have complaints about him. And it's all right to have complaints about him. And as a matter of fact, before we carry on with this, if you want to be heard out, I would suggest that you come into the chat respectfully, because I'll hear what you got to say. I'm not like other creators. I'm going to listen to what you say, and we could correspond on that, right? But if you're disrespectful, right, you come with a negative type energy towards me, that's when you'll be removed, right? Marissa decided to end her live early because of the negativity that Justin was bringing to the channel, right? And then the negativity that Lori was bringing to the channel, right? Regarding myself. I was on this live almost 5 hours with Molly. Molly was fine. She was feeling the vibe. I was, you know, everything was cool. Like I said, you guys know me and her, I'm from Montclair, New Jersey. She's from West Orange, New Jersey. It's not that far apart, right? So we kind of understand each other as far as how, I mean, both Jersey girls. We both live in Pennsylvania. So it's easy to hold a conversation with her, which I was doing the entire time. As a matter of fact, there was times where Marissa would leave for moments at a time to take care of stuff. I didn't have a problem with that. Marissa cut off the video. She said, you know what, go ahead, TTMG, go ahead and take over for me. Of course, what am I going to do? Look her out and take over. Fine. She went, got her KFC that was ordered for her, brought the food in, ate it. She was on a live for hours, right? And so she's eating, and there's people in the chat like, well, why are you going to let her take over your chat? Well, this is towards the end. This is after Justin brought in the negativity, right? So, first of all, guys, Marissa had me on her channel, or had me on the live, because she wanted to see what I had to say intuitively, especially when I have a high accuracy rate of getting my readings correct, right? So, like I stated, I let her know what was going on in the with Benny Keys, that regardless of how you feel about him, he does want to find Summer. That is his purpose in this, right? I seen it from day one, and I also seen that he was about to out her, right? He was about to turn on her, you know, whether he wants to consider it or not, consider it that or not to the public, but that's what I saw coming. A few days later, that's exactly what happened. So once again, Marissa had me on the live. We're talking, everything's cool. Marissa stops, she cuts it off. She's like, I'm going to go get some food. I'm going to do whatever. You take over the live. Fine, I took over the live. No problem. So many people in the chat had positive energy. Muscles, I forget their name, but it's a lot of people that were basically rooting for me. Like, she's a great panelist. Oh, I love her vibes, blah, 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 blah. So we continue to discuss things, right? And then next thing you know, we start speaking on Monkey, because you know Summer's case already got like friggin' 2 hours or more worth of discussion. So I thought it would be good if we started on another topic, because we were nearing the end of discussing Summer Wells. So I said, so what do you feel about Michael Vaughn? And then she started to tell me what she felt in the case, that, you know, there was nothing that she could do in the case. And I was like, that's what I felt as well. I even said it on my channel. You know, I mean, you can't go out there, because at the time, a lot of people had nothing but positive energy towards Brandy, and a lot of you still might. But, and I'm not looking at the chat right now, so just to let you guys know. And a lot of you guys still might have a great amount of positive energy for her, and that's all well and fine. Nobody's telling you not to. All I started saying was, well, there was red flags that came up in that case. So, you know, maybe it's not to say I wasn't pushing for her to have a pressure campaign, but that's what, from the Summer Wells case, we saw that she does, is if she feels, Molly, if you feel a parent has information and they're not giving that information up, you go ahead and try to put the pressure on them, right? And then ask them, where is their son or daughter? So I stated that there was a lot of red flags that started to come up in the case of Michael Vaughn, Michael Joseph Vaughn, also known as Monkey. And so Justin went to the comments and said, yo, this is a smear campaign. I said, how is it a smear campaign? I said, as a matter of fact, why don't you come up? I believe I asked him to come up on the panel, but regardless, he was on a panel. So after he got in on a panel, we continued to, you know, we were communicating back and forth with Marissa. His behind didn't want to hear anything that I had to say. I was like, it's a red flag that, Tyler, you know, Monkey's dad, read his Miranda rights 7 months after they already started looking, you know, after Monkey got missing. So he's like, no, that's not a red flag. That's not a red flag, guys. Excuse me for talking so fast. I'm from Jersey. That's what we do. But he's like, that's not a red flag. That's not a red flag, right? So I'm like, it is a red flag. When they read you the Miranda rights, there's only a couple reasons, and you guys could research it yourself. You know, Chris McDonough said it also. A lot of you guys respect Chris McDonough to the utmost, right? He said it also, that the time they read somebody's Miranda rights is because you may come up as a person of interest in an upcoming case, right? Or not a person of interest, but you may be charged in an upcoming case. So he was like, no, that's not the case. And so he's cutting me off, not listening to me. So when he starts speaking, of course, I did the same thing to him. I cut him off, and I'm like, wait, before you say what I'm saying is not valid, I have recordings. We have recordings from two people that was close to Brandy. One, Nicole, if you're on here, hello, beautiful. And she would speak to her throughout Twitter Spaces as well, her Spaces. And I have recordings from Crystal, who, by the way, Crystal spoke to Brandy on a daily. She was Brandy's confidant. You know, she grew very close to Brandy. She's the one that you hear where Brandy speaks in the background and says something about blowing up law enforcement's home if Tyler is taken to jail, if they're trying to trick him when they bring him in to get his Miranda rights read. So I'm like, the best thing to do, if you're looking out for the best interest of that child and you're looking for justice of that child, forget the parents right now, right? You want to hear out everybody, right? Because they are not clear. They're not clear as in this case. Brandy's not cleared. Tyler's not cleared. A lot of people like to say they are. We heard Chris McDonough said they are. No. Come again, all right? Do better research, because they are most certainly not clear. So I said, you know what? Fine. I said, I said, Marissa, would you like me to have Crystal, who spoke to Brandy daily, on a daily basis, and have recordings to back up every red flag? Would you like her to come on this panel right now? Right? And she said, yes, I would. I said, Marissa, I just did a 5-hour live with Nicole and Crystal a couple weeks ago, right? And they brought the receipts. It's on my channel. It's an interview. Then we got some people, negative people in the chat talking about oh, you're here to promote your channel. First of all, for 5 hours spent on that live, I think, whew, guys, I'm sorry. I'm just a bit upset right now. But first of all, that was not the point. The point was not promoting my channel at all. My point was justice for Monkey. However, if somebody in the chat keeps asking for more information, and all the information that we are giving them is not enough, if I have a 5-hour live that I just did an interview with Nicole and Crystal, and they brought texts and they brought recordings, don't you think it's worth listening to or looking at? In addition, if I'm speaking on that live and I'm spending my time and energy, don't you think it's worth the support? Like, why am I not worth that support? I want to know, really. Why am I not worth that support? Ulterior motives, right? But for people in the chat, and like I said, there was an amazing amount of positive people in the chat as well, right? However, we had our negative people in there as well. And for them not to been timed out for that, for the mods to say, hey, chill, or Marissa not to say, hey, cut it. We have somebody on the panel right here, and you're going to respect who I have on the panel while she's here speaking to me. Is something wrong? Justin wanted, so anyway, I text Crystal. I said, Marissa, would you like Nicole on the panel? She said, yeah. I said, I'm going to text both of them right now. I'm going to message them And so they said, yeah, we're available. We'll hop on. So they hopped on the panel, right? So now I'm supplying Marissa because in earlier when I first set this schedule live about open letter to MGL, I guess she assumed it was going to be just a bunch of negativity towards her, which it was not going to be. That was not my intentions. My negativity was not coming towards Marissa. But she stated, after I got you subs and had you on my panel, all those hours, you going to do this to me? Am I going to do what to you, Marissa? What are you saying I'm going to do to you? After I've been on your panel, so you're saying after I spent my time and energy and gave you information on your live, right? That I can't go ahead and speak on it, especially when you cut off the live before we're done. That was disrespectful, Marissa. That was disrespectful, Molly. You had two people that are very close to this case. And one of them spoke to Michael's mom on a daily basis. All that BS that Justin was trying to bring up in the chat, was it worth it? He should have been cut the heck off. And people in the chat like, call Lori, call Lori. It's an emergency. Is she a family member, this Lori? Or she's an instigator? Who is she that she would have so much power over you that you will cut this off? You will cut off the live, right? During an important discussion on this missing child. Is it about Michael Vaughn? Is it about Summer Wells? Or is this the Marissa show? Respectfully speaking, because I'm not here right now to put any disrespect to you, you know, at this moment. Of course, I'm very upset about what happened. So I'm going to speak passionately because it should not have happened. And I told you myself, Marissa, you know, sometimes I say Marissa, sometimes I say Molly. So I'm like, Marissa, I've had things to say about you that wasn't the best during my lives, right? I did. Because certain things I felt could have been done better or differently. Also, Marissa, when you're out there, when you're at the houses and you're yelling and you guys are screaming through these bullhorns, you know, that's just going to drive people crazy. What about the person with PTSD? What about that elderly person? You know, what about that person that's going to snap? What about that baby that needs their rest? Like, that's not really doing much. More so, I told you specifically, Don and Candace don't have a conscience to care. They're not going to tell you jack. They don't want to be behind bars forever. Maybe if they could pass a freaking lie detector test. Yes, you were right? Yes, you were right that and Bullhorn Betty and JLR, that they had something to do with that. That's what I see intuitively. And guys, I haven't been wrong yet, especially when the energy that is that strong. But in my true crime cases, I have not been wrong yet, right? So why are you pulling attention to them? I already told you I had negative stuff to say about that. But I also said during those same lives, I also said, you know what? There's something I really like about her still. Maybe it's because she's from Jersey and she reminds me, part of her reminds me about part of me. Or especially when I was younger, because, you know, I'd be a little bit more dramatic back then too. I kind of toned down some now. But, and we both live in PA. And like I stated with the, I'm just going with the flow because I didn't put an outline to this or anything. So I'm just hoping I don't pass anything up. But when my intentions for this live was not to get at you, Molly, but I'm about to get on Justin in a little bit, right? But I'm coming to you as real as it could be. When I first got into this case, it's because I was doing a Brian Laundrie case, and a lot of my subs and viewers would bring up the case of Summer Wells. And I'm like, who is this Summer Wells? I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to do it. Then I wind up, you know, getting into the case. And then I saw that you and I would call it the Molly GOLIGHTLY team, you know, Hills on the Ground team, decided to go out in Tennessee. Of course, this is a whole high-profile case. So now you have some YouTube creators out there. So you guys have full attention. And so I'm thinking, and a lot of other people thinking, and maybe we were wrong. Maybe a lot of people knew about your pressure campaign before, but I didn't realize that's the way the pressure campaign works or was going to go down. I didn't understand that you yelling. I don't even know if I'm going to hit up my chat right now, guys, because I'm going on and on. I don't even know if anyone's in the chat. Let me go back. Oh, wow. All right. I got some people here. Guys, thumbs up. Like I said, stick around, because you might want to challenge stuff I have to say, and that's okay. I like a freaking challenge. Well, I'm going to tell my moms, matter of fact, if any of, hey, Dixie Love, if anybody is in this chat and they got something they want to address, go ahead, because I want to go ahead and I want to say what I got to say back. Nobody block them for that. You disrespect me, we not hearing what you got to say. Off. You can go somewhere else with that. So I'm going to calm down. And I'm just going to try to speak a little bit more, right? I'm going all offhand with this. And first of all, Justin, you should have never came for me, because you don't even have the energy for me, and you too boring for me, all right? You're not even worth the watch. I don't, you know. Anyway, we're going to get to you in a minute. Back to Marissa. So Marissa, and during the case of Summer Wells, right, I was like, Molly's got, I know I've heard before that Molly has bought a lot of subscribers, right? She bought a lot of subscribers. I don't know. They're like, look at the viewers and look at blah, blah, blah. It don't even make sense. It doesn't matter. Her channel, she's still pulling, you know, she could pull 500 to 1,500 viewers at times, right? That's good. Why wouldn't I, as somebody who's has a history of accuracy, right? Why wouldn't I want to join forces with you? You damn Skippy, I wanted to join forces with you. I'm going to sit here and lie? Of course I did. It makes sense. Anybody with common sense. Like I said, I'm as real as it could get. But then I kept paying attention. I kept paying attention to what was going on in Tennessee. And then it started to become more about Molly and, you know, Bullhorn Betty, and JLR was definitely doing too much. He might have been doing too much more. He might have been doing more than Marissa, actually. Because I'm not even going to get into that part of it right now. Y'all saw what was going down. But then again, JLR, he's in the Guinness Book of World Records for most lawsuits in history, right, of the world. And then he sued Guinness Book of World Records. So, of course, he's going to go out there and do the most. All right. So, anyway, of course, you think I didn't think that? I'm not going to lie. There's nothing that I said, I wouldn't even say behind your back, because I said it live, right? And I still was commenting on your stuff. I still was coming in your chat. I think they blocked me a few times, then unblocked me, and then you unblocked me each time, right? But so because the Summer Wells case was so big, we have YouTubers out there, creators out there. Of course, you have our attention. All eyes are on you. And so while I'm paying attention to you, Marissa, while I'm paying attention to Bullhorn Betty and JLR, I'm seeing we need some boots on the ground, because there's nothing being solved. My personal opinion, and I have the right to my personal opinion. And of course, I was speaking about that on my channel. I already told you. And you were cool with it. And then, like I stated, that time that you thought that, it really looked like a drama actor skit to me. I could have been wrong, right? I could have been wrong. But, and if you care for somebody, let me tell you something. If I have a sister or a brother, somebody that I'm cool with, a friend, there's going to be parts of them that you love, but there are going to be certain parts that if you really care for them, and if you really love them, you're going to check them on that. Hey, you're doing a little bit too much. You know what? In my opinion. So like I stated, time and time again, during my lives, I wouldn't mind going out there with Marissa and trying to solve this case. Somebody's got to be the voice of reason. We can't have everybody out there doing the same dang on thing now. All right? out here all screaming. One person's got to say, we can't go live every second. We can't continuously pick up our phone and go live. We need better plan. We need better direction. We need better. And even if it came down to it and one person was doing that, then fine. That's that person's personality. But not let all 3, 4, 5, 6 of us do that. You know? One person has to be setting the blueprint. Right? And although there was certain things that y'all did go out there and do that was great, and I gave you your props on that. Like I loved how you saw, who was it, Allie and her mom or whoever, and y'all jumped out the car and y'all did that interview. Big props for that, because some information came out on that. I think it was the grandmother who we heard say when Summer Wells died, right? You got an interview with Dudley. Props for that. But there's also other things that was really dramatic that came out. Like when y'all ran out there, we heard specifically y'all say that Dudley was the mole. Now right there, his whole life could have been in danger. You see what I'm saying? His whole life could be in danger. And for people not to speak out about that, you can't expect a YouTuber creator that's watching true crime, whether it's me or somebody else, not to speak out on that. That's a hell of something to speak out on. Because what happens when somebody wants retaliation or retribution? And then later that day, Marissa, you stated to, I heard you tell Bullhorn Betty, oh, I heard when you said that, but I forgot what you said. You knew she was live in her, but you didn't tell her then. Why didn't you tell her then? Because that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna say, yo, you're gonna have to hurry up and edit that, delete that immediately. And mistakes are gonna happen. Just like I told people every time I went on live, I was like, guys, it's easier said than done. And I know that I might be out there, and I know that I might try my best, and I'm still gonna make mistakes. And there's still people that are gonna call me out on the things that I do that's not, that they don't feel is right? That in their opinion, I could have did it a better way. But you know what, Marissa? The difference with me, not saying you won't do this, I don't know, because your mods always delete stuff when people suggest it. It's like, oh, you're not on their side, we're going to delete it. And that's how I got blocked from your channel one time too, even though you kept unblocking me. But I said, well, and I said it in a respectful manner. I'm like, I just don't feel like the yelling wasn't really accomplishing much. There was a better way. This is for Summer Wells. And what happened is, because of that, it turned into a huge circus. So hell yeah. I thought about it, Marissa, and I was like, you know what? If I go ahead and I friggin' turn on my camera, or even half the time, you guys know I don't even have my camera on, or I have my camera, but I go live. If I go live right now, and I air what I just saw happen, and I air how I feel about this case, in the end, Marissa gonna be like, hell nah. You are not coming on my panel. We are not teaming up. And I'm like, that's subscribers I won't have. Because Marissa, you got an easy, like I say, you might average 1,800 viewers, right? Each live or so. Sometimes less, sometimes more. So I was like already, you think I didn't calculate that? That'd be some stupid stuff to do if you really want your channel to blow up. Not that it's going to blow up regardless. Even though YouTube got me on a monetization, 30-day monetization suspension. You guys see that, right? Y'all see the super chat below. That's all right. My Cash App is in the description box, because I am here spending my time and energy. And my PayPal is too. So if y'all want to bless me, go on ahead. But all right, back to the point, and my mods could drop that info too. But back to the point. So I did the math on it, and I knew it didn't make sense. But guess what, Marissa? I didn't give a because those kids, Those kids are more important to me than trying to get, because I'm eventually going to get the subs up there, right? No matter how long it takes, if I'm passionate. The month of April, I may be slow on my videos because I don't really feel like coming up here that much. So y'all might not see me up here as much. But I'm not, I thought about that. I thought about it. I'm like, damn, I could easily just jump on Marissa's. Maybe be able to get a couple hundred subs. But that wasn't what was important to me. What was important to me, because it was making my blood boil. All right? It was making my blood boil while I was seeing a lot of dramatics. And for the Marissa lovers, I'm glad y'all love her, because there's a part of her that I say during my videos all the time. There's a part of her that I friggin' love. But there's another part of her, like I said, if it was a sister or friend, I would say the same thing. Oh no, you doing too much. But that's my opinion though. And I'm entitled. And her being a Jersey girl and how you see her speak and talk, she's the same type. She would do the same thing to me. She was did you see her bite her tongue for Bullhorn Betty? Nope. And Bullhorn Betty to bite her tongue for her? Nope. At least I didn't see it. Maybe it happened. And I feel the same way. Marissa wanted to let me get off with nothing. You know? It's so that personality type, like when that energy is around each other, it's like we don't care. Y'all up here care more than us, you know? And the only reason Justin cares is because he wants all eyes on him. Matter of fact, maybe I'm going to remove this for a second. Right? The only reason that Justin cares is that Justin, he wants all eyes on him. Justin, that's okay, boo-boo, because when I do your part later today, if I get to it, all right, I'm round 2. If I get to it, I already got my thumbnail waiting for you for the next. We're gonna cut that portion out and put it on another video. All right. So, like I said, I already did the math, and I knew it didn't make no sense if I want to blow up quick. Not that it didn't make sense, because a person like me, I freaking had $1 million real estate contracts in my freaking 20s. Right? You guys have no clue about me. So for Justin to say the things that he has said about me in my comment section, which I will bring out later, guys, all right? You don't know me, Justin. Sit your behind down, all right? All right, my bathroom is bigger than your studio, please. Anyway, you don't know me. So anyway, by the way, guys, I'm a United States Army veteran, all right? I'm college educated, right? I'm I don't like to sometimes put out my stuff, but we'll get to that later on in the live. We'll get to that later on in the live. But so I'm talking about Marissa now. In the end, because of how much I cared about Summer, and not saying, Marissa, that you didn't care about her, and we wouldn't even have to be doing this. All I asked you, I commented in your post too, Marissa. I was like, Marissa, contact me. We need to talk, because I need to tell you how I feel. Because it matters to me. Don't you cut us off at the end because all these people in the chat saying stuff after Justin threw his negativity out there, right? And then we got a couple racists in the chat too, right? No, we don't have time for that. You can't mute me on my damn channel, all right? So I'm here and I'm speaking. So that's why we got to do open letter to MGL, which we want to have. And I'm not even going in on MGL because I can't go on MGL, but I don't want to. That's not the purpose. Like I said, her and I had I would say it was great. You know? Marissa kept taking breaks. People in the chat like, what did they say? The people that was rude, a couple of the people that was rude after, you know, Justin's comment. Oh, take her off your panel. This is Marissa's live. How much y'all paying her to take me off her panel? She's up here enjoying it, and a lot of people in the chat are enjoying it too, saying they love it. Great vibes. So it's ulterior motives. And for a mod, you gotta check your freaking mods for any mod to allow anybody to respect anybody that you have a on panel. I could care less who it is. There's something wrong with that. I already told Brandy because she knew we did that 5-hour live on her. And Crystal was on my live. And Nicole was on my live. Hey, ladies. Love you guys. So, anyway, they were on my live. And we did this 5-hour interview. Nicole came after, not Nicole, but Brandy came on my live after and stated I spelled Monkey's name wrong. I said Michael's name wrong. I said, first of all, and then she deleted it. I said, I got a cousin named Michael who died in 2007. I wrote that name a million times since then, forwards and backwards. I know I didn't spell his name wrong. But then she came back after and said what she was talking about was in the tags. And I did misspell it in the tags because sometimes I did it intentionally because sometimes people misspell that name. And so when people search, they would still be able to find it. So I'm like, Brandy, you're talking about the misspelling. It wasn't even misspelled, but you're talking about his name versus the red flags. We have 5 hours of red flags here. Why aren't you speaking about that, Brandy? But she goes and speaks on other lives that she can't be challenged on. I'm not saying anything negative about you, Brandy, when you watch this, because I know you will. I'm just saying it's the truth. You should be able to speak on channels who want to call out those red flags so you could answer it. And when you answer it and they got a rebuttal for it, you should be able to answer that rebuttal too. My opinion. Right? My opinion. But so moving on along, guys. So like I said, you guys gotta watch it. Let me put it back up on the screen. Actually, it was.
So I asked it, Don Wells asked me, like, some people want to know,
and you know, some people towards the end that wanted to be rude because of the hate that Justin brought to the live said, what did they say? Oh, why are you going to let her take over the panel? First of all, not half the time, but a portion of the time, Molly is gone. She's MIA. She gets up, she's on a 5-hour live. She needs some time. So she's missing. Why dare ask that question? So, okay, guys, I remember why. So I had brought Nicole and Crystal on the panel. You guys see them here. I text them. I'm like, can you guys come? They joined the live, right? So, and then after, because of Justin bringing the negativity, Marissa went and cut her live short. Once again, it should not have been cut short because it wasn't about Marissa. It's about the kids, not the hating ass people in your freaking chat. Not Justin for all that's freaking jealous, right? And that's hating. That's trying to be controlling and manipulative. Molly, you better be careful with him because I saw in the cards he really need to. Also, I forgot a point that I was about to get to a second ago. So when Brandy was, what was the thing I was going to say about Brandy again? Hold on a second. Oh, yeah. So I had even told Brandy, I'm like, Brandy, I said, set the record straight. I know you could go to any live, any YouTube and say whatever, but they're not going to be able to talk on the points that, was raised today. So I said, you're always welcome to set the record straight. And I said, I promise you, I will make sure everybody in my chat, she treats you with respect. People who already feel a certain way, they're not going to be allowed to, minimize her in my mother freaking chat. Because she's on my chat. She's on my panel for a reason. This is not the time or place. If you have a question that you want to ask and she decides to answer it, then fine, let it be. Right? But because we saw those red flags, and some of us have some questions on it, right? That does not give you the right to disrespect the person that I have on the panel. And Marissa, by you allowing them to disrespect me, by you allowing them to disrespect Nicole, by you allowing them to disrespect Crystal, that really says more than I want to speak about right now. It really does. Because I would have to go deep into it. It would come. A lot of passion would be coming out of me. A lot of fire would come out of me. And it would be that live where you commented earlier in this chat. I think you deleted it, but it said, "After I bought you subscribers, I bought you time, Molly. I was on your live for just about 5 hours." Yeah, Molly. Justin was telling you the same thing I've already told you, Molly. He was telling you the same thing. Ooh, she's talking bad about you. I already told her that. Go ahead. And I also was talking good about her in those same lives. And guess what, Molly? You think I didn't know? You think I didn't know that it would behoove me and do I seem dumb to you? I'm a very intelligent person. Do I have stupid written on my forehead? No, I don't, right? I don't. So of course I knew it would make more sense if I'm going to be on your live, and I know there's going to be some haters in there, right? It's better for me to go ahead and unlist or make those lives private in the meantime. Especially I'm a person who loves creating thumbnails because YouTube says that's the thing. So I got some with some clowns on the back, a couple of them, right? But I decided to leave it up. And as a matter of fact, while I was talking to you during this live, I heard that people were going to look at that, right? Justin told you he was going on another live, but his behind didn't go on another live. He told you that's not why he got off the chat. He said that's not why he got off of the panel, right? When I brought Crystal and Nicole up because he was challenging me saying, oh, it's a smear campaign. And I said, it's not a smear campaign. And he said, yes, it is. He had a lot of talk for me. But I said, all right, let me get Crystal and Nicole on a panel because Nicole was doing her Twitter spaces all the time and spoke out about this. And Brandy was on them. And Crystal spoke to Brandy daily and she got the recordings. She has the receipts. So I said, let me put them on the panel. All of a sudden, he runs off. Why you run off? Why you scared? Why you scared, Justin? Huh? Pop goes the weasel. So Justin runs off. And then, you know, we got some haters. I'm not going to say why, but I'm sure some of y'all probably could guess. Or a hater in the chat saying, oh, she's the reason why Justin left. First of all, I told Justin that it's about the children. It's not about me. I'll shut up. I'll be quiet. Yes, I spoke over you. You spoke over me too. I've seen Chris McDonough speak over people. I have videos. I can pull it up. You guys worship him, right? It was okay the times he did it, right? You spoken over people I know, Justin. But when I do it, it's a problem. Why? Let me know. And I said, you know what, Justin? It's about these kids. It's not about me. I can be quiet. I'll shut up. I won't say anything. But I feel the stuff that you're saying, that this case should not be looked at. We're not we're not saying Nicole is guilty of anything. We're saying there's red flags. And it looks like she knows more than she's saying. That she hasn't always told the truth. And we can prove it. We can prove it. We're going to show you the receipts. Here's the receipts. Boom, 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 boom. Right? By the way, I got a better personality than you, Justin. You want to call me? You know how many messages I got? People sending me screenshots and stuff. You was calling me in the chat a moron and insane and all this stuff. And people came to my chat a little while ago, wanted to know, am I going to bash? I'm here because of what was done to me. You think I want to waste my time? I have better things to do in my life. And even if I didn't, I would rather be in the bed just laying down, rolling around. All right, I got to address this. I didn't want to, and I'm the type where I want to take care of stuff immediately. So for me not to take care of it immediately after it happened, I was like, I refuse. I said, I'm going to calm down my energy. And I'll wait. And so now I'm here with you guys today, and hopefully I could get through this because I feel like I could keep going on and on and on. Once again, not only was I disrespected, but these two beautiful ladies, Nicole in the Michael Vaughn case and Crystal, right? Who I contacted, who were on the panel, who was speaking, who was giving up the red flags. As soon as they came on, Justin ran off. Somebody in the chat said Justin ran off because of her. First of all, once again, I brought the ladies there. So that's why you're here. You were there viewing what you were viewing. If you don't like it, you can move to another live or another stream, right? This is Molly's channel. This is Marissa's channel, and she decided to have us there. Mods of Molly's channel, shame on you for not blocking them. Shame on you for not timing them out. My moms would have never did that. What type of zoo is that? What type of circus is that? to let hate come up to the panelists like that, right? So Justin's not looking for justice for Michael, because if he was looking for justice for Monkey, he would have listened to everything they had to say, and he would have came back with his rebuttal. He would have heard them out. They would have heard them out. And at the end of the day, if he still felt how he felt, great. But you would have gave them the respect. So anyway, Marissa said, no, I got my phone right here. What did she say? She said, Justin just messaged me. He didn't leave because of her. He left because he's about to start a live. That boy was not on any live. He wasn't about to start a live. They had to go find the first video that they could find where I said that where I already told Marissa, hey, I was speaking about you. And they watched that thing almost an hour in to find, and that the whole live was about what was going on in them out in Tennessee. And it was about an hour in. They're like, oh, go to the 55-minute mark. You know, red flag, Marissa, red flag. She's talking a bunch of BS about you on her channel. No, I'm saying what anybody with common sense would say. And for all those, I understand some people still supported what they were doing out there, and that's fine and dandy. I'm not saying, you know, if you agree with that, that's fine. What I'm saying is certain things I felt was too much. You know, because if I'm suffering from PTSD or got some issues going on, mental issues, or somebody's elderly in the house, you almost want to go take a bet upside somebody's head if you're not going to get arrested for it. You know, you got to think, it's how is that effective in finding Summer, in my opinion? And I had a right to state that, and a lot of people were saying that. And if you felt that it was effective, then guess what? All you do is speak back, you communicate back, and you say, hey, I feel it was effective because of X. I say, hey, I feel it wasn't effective because of Y. Well, I feel it was effective because of Z. I'm entitled to my mother freaking opinion. And I'm entitled to saying sometimes when you go on, Marissa, and you already noticed, sometimes it could look a little dramatic. If it was my sister, I would tell her that. If it was a friend, I would tell her that. If I loved them, I would tell them that. It looks a little dramatic. It looks like you're making some stuff up. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So, anyway, moving on along. And like I stated, guys, because I'm in and out with the information on this, if you want some solid facts about what happened, like I said, you can watch Molly's, but let me get this back up. Hold on. Right here. You want to watch House of Williams. You want to subscribe to House of Williams, right? Right now. I don't know how long. This was a 2-hour live, so maybe an hour in, maybe 45 minutes in is where he starts talking about what happened between me and Justice for All. That's where she starts talking about it. And I was going to actually play parts in here because it's so point on accurate. It's not even funny. And although I'm a mod, once again, on the channel, House of Williams, she did not know. Miss Williams, she did not know that I was on during that live. She might have suspected I was lurking. But like I said, I wanted her to be free to say what she wanted to say. And she said every bit of how I felt. Every bit of how I felt. And I saw there was a lot of people in the chat giving me support. She also stated how, you know, there was some type of racist connotation to it. Not saying on Marissa's part. Not at all. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'll be lying if I told you that. And guys, y'all definitely, Mallory or whatever, if y'all could drop this link in the chat. Y'all need to subscribe to this channel. You guys need to watch this live, not just the channel. Put the link for, hold on, I'm gonna drop it in. I'm gonna drop it in for the actual live, and then subscribe, because y'all gotta see it. I don't even know if I could say it as good. Hey Marie, how you doing, love? Miss S, Erin, Hello, guys. And like I said, hey, Rain, some of you guys are big-time Molly supporters that might be here. I'm not saying not to support her at all. There's a certain way I say it. From day one, you ask any of my subscribers and viewers, I always said, yo, she doing too much. It's a little bit dramatic. I don't think they should do this or this. Oh, but this part was good. Oh, but I like that part. And you know what? They did do this. And, you know, I just said how I was feeling. I was real with it. And like I said, I had some thumbnails with the whole circus in the back, because that's what I personally felt what was going on. But if I didn't like her, I wouldn't have been on her freaking all together. I would not been, you know, commenting in her chat. If I was looking for her subscribers, I would not have even spoken out on her, because I would have said I'm gonna use her. I'm not Justin. I don't use people like that. I'm gonna tell you the truth, and I'm gonna tell you whether you like it or not. Justin may have kept his mouth shut. I bet you Justin felt some of the things you guys were doing was too much. I bet you Justin felt, you know what, nah, she's being a little dramatic. You know what, sometimes he might have said she wasn't really crying right there, but he wasn't big or bad enough to tell you, because he wanted them subs. He wanted that sub count to go up, baby. I was big enough to say it, and I also was big enough to say what I did like about you. And I also was big enough to say, hey, at the end of the day, this is the kid, so I don't care. I'm going to work with you regardless. You know what? And I'm going to show you the core of my heart. My ex and I, there was people in his family, his aunt and cousin, that was doing some spell work against us, right? And I was like, I should never speak to them people again. Most people want it, right? But you know how I saw it? I mean, that's crazy. That's kind of stupid too, really, because they probably just going to turn around and do the same thing again. But to me, it was like anything for that person, because that person is what means something, and they should be able to do the same. His family, or, you know, whoever. But he's like, you know what? They're not. I'm like, for them not to put you first, that says something about them. I'm not, you know what? I was going to go somewhere with this, but I'm not going to go too far with that. I'm going to just leave that alone, because I'm going to just branch off and we're going to be somewhere else. But what I'm saying is, at the end of the day, and at the beginning of the day, it's my heart to what is most important. And trust and believe that, and this is before the money. Of course, guys, I'm not on here to be sitting out here 3, 4, 5 hours and not get any financial gain from it. I would love to, because I'm putting my time and energy into it, right? As somebody in real estate, once again, I could be out there flipping deals, making some money. But I'm here and I'm giving it my time and energy. I'm doing it for the kids first, and whatever happens as a bonus, may it trickle down and happen as a bonus. Because I am putting a lot into it. And I feel like you should be able to do what you love. Like any detective out there, like any law enforcement out there, like any psychic out there, like any YouTube creator out there. And also be rewarded for it at the same time. Why not? You know? Alright, so let me continue on. So then we have this, I'm going to talk about her too, girl. Don't think I forgot about you. What's that girl's name again that was up on the live on the panel with me? Let me see. Precious Chaos. I got a thumbnail coming for you too. Even though she didn't come right out, even though she's probably Lori, right? Even though she's probably the Lori that was saying to call her. But trust and believe, I got a thumbnail coming for you too, boo. There you go. So, I don't think it pulled up the right one. It moved. But this chick, let's see if it's showing. This chick right here. Yeah. You next. You next. A lot of people, y'all might love her. It's okay. Y'all can love her. You can love me too. You can love. Just hear out what I'm saying. Hear me out though. Okay? Because I'm not here. I'm not this type of person. I don't want to. Even though you see that I, recently had a video maybe calling somebody out, it's because of all the freaking drama that goes on in true crime. I didn't even expect it to be like this. I didn't even know it could get like this. I didn't even know it could get this real. But it just happens. And this Precious Chaos person, and there was some other people in the chat. Now she's discussing, I think I was talking to Molly, Marissa, about I need some more water. I'm sure your ears could use a break too, so I'm trying to see if I have any more water. But so I was telling her about my accurate readings, right? I should bring some up on the channel, but just go to my channel, go to my accuracy playlist. You'll see I got the date Brian Laundrie would be found. I told you when Naomi would be found, right? I said within 3 days. And I'm like, if it were to go on further than that, it would be by that Sunday. But within 3 days. And the second day after my reading, Naomi's body was found. And on that third day, it was, we all knew about it. So she went on. She didn't care anything about what I'm saying. No respect to the panelists. When she came on, she didn't say hi. Yes, Precious Chaos. You probably want to leave it here and not go, continue to talk about me, because I probably could go in much longer on this. We'll just be going tit for tat forever. But anyway, she came on the panel, right? And she was I would say pretty rude to me. She said she was a little nice towards the end. Well, her bye, basically said have a good day. But I'm talking about my accuracy and all I have been able to see in my readings and been able to hear. We're talking about me here right now. She's talking about Reverend Donna Serafina, who I've heard had gotten a lot of cases correct. I believe they said something about her in the Tylee case, which, by the way, I have a child named Tylee. I thought I made that name up, but I guess not. But anyway, yeah, my oldest son. But Justin probably gonna dox that just like he doxes Harsh. Yeah, you can create drama with so many YouTubers. It's not just me. I've seen Harsh talk about how you doxed him and put his family in danger, Justin. You should be ashamed of yourself. Anyway, so am I subscribed to Donna? I don't know. One of my subscribers had told me about her. So I went to her channel. I think I saw her talking about her daughter. I think I commented on something. I think her daughter's passed or whatever. And I heard something about her in the Tylee case. I don't know. I wasn't really in true crime with that, I don't think. And that she got a lot of stuff right. So now I'm up here talking about my live and my readings. And Precious Chaos for somehow starts talking about, she starts talking about another psychic. That psychic's not on the panel. She's like, we're going to just go ahead and we're going to move. What we're going to do right now, folks, is we're going to go ahead and whatever she's got to say in about how gifted she is in her readings, we're not even going to pay attention to that. We're just going to boom, 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 push her out the way. And we're going to pull in Reverend Donna Serafina, which is not her fault. And I'm sure she's a beautiful and amazing soul, right? So in no way, shape, or form am I saying this to disrespect her at all. I respect whatever spirituality she's with, whatever she is, whatever she does. More respect and power to her. If she's solving these cases, awesome. I do know that, like I stated, this Precious Chaos, every single time, it was intentional, guys. I spoke on my readings and how accurate it was, and how accurate I was with names, and how I was able to hear names, and how I was able to see timing. And you could check my my playlist, my accuracy playlist. This lady right here, or whatever, not her, that's me. Or the fake person she has as her picture, came in to boot me out the way, and we're gonna come in and bring in Donna and Serafina. Well, I didn't see Donna Serafina on the show. I didn't see on the panel. And yeah, you can go ahead and talk about somebody here and there and stuff like that. But to have it take over when you're already dealing with a psychic on the panel, what type of BS is that? Like, there's an ulterior motive to it. That's what I'm saying, guys. You gotta see their heart. Their heart. You gotta see the core of them. And since then, I've had people message me that, hey, you know what? You're the one and that got how. I'm looking at the text right now. Somebody sent me a little clip. It says, I'm the one who got right and accurate what the autopsy report would say for Brian Laundrie, that he died of gunshot wound to the head, suicide, right? And I also saw somebody looking from behind, but there was somebody else there, by the way, guys. And I'm the one who got suffocation, strangulation. Donna Serafina, I believe they said she got Gabby's right, but for Brian, I believe that she said that his wrist was slit. I don't know. I haven't watched it. So what I'm saying, and as we all know, sometimes, if you're somebody that's an accurate psychic, if she's accurate, I'm accurate, there's going to be times she's wrong on something, I'm right on something. I'm right on something, she's wrong on something. Along with all the other accurate psychics out there. Because we can't be 100%. Right? But don't you dare try to take away any type of, or trying to minimize who I am. She's up there talking about funding for Donna Serafina's, in which I feel like if that's what they need to get cases done, let them get that RV. Let them support her. Let her subscribers be there for her, right? Let them do it. I'm not saying not. But can I have my 10 minutes to myself here, or 5 minutes, or however long it takes, if it's a freaking hour, as long as Molly has me on a panel, even if it's this whole freaking live, right? Because I'm here giving of my time. And I can see if we were going back and forth in conversation about different psychics, because guys, there's a lot of them out there, and they all deserve, because there's some that are going to hear certain things that Donna's not going to hear, that I'm not going to hear. So let's give all those mediums their props, and all those psychics their props. And I would like to know if anybody knows of any more, please comment, that are really accurate besides me. Besides this one person I hear of, Donna Serafina, put there, and much love to her too, like I said. But I want to know of more people, because there's got to be more people out there. Imagine if we all come together. But that's not what this Precious Chaos wanted. Anyway, if y'all watch, you'll be able to see firsthand what happened. So we're going to move on along, and we're going to go to, I guess, towards the end, right? Once again, I told Molly. And by the way, guys, when this happened, because I wanted them to focus on Michael Joseph Vaughn, there were 2 other videos that I had of Molly and the team down there. I put as unlisted for now. I'm not no punk. I'm not scared. I have my stuff live and public anytime, any day of the week. But what I did not want is to have that stuff public before, since Justin decided to do this smear campaign against me. What I did not want was the attention to be too much turned away from these kids, right? Too much turned away. Because right now, the focus on friggin' me. Why is it on me? Why am I talking about myself right now? Right? Why am I having to defend myself right now? This is the circus that happens sometimes in true crime. And Marissa, people love you for a reason too. Because like I said, you do have some type of, you know what I mean? I mean, people could love you, but they could also see that they might love some of the drama. Shoot, I love some of the drama. All I said is do that drama at home. When we out there with Summer, let's focus on Summer. Let somebody jot down the plan right. Right? Let somebody get the focus right. Let somebody lay out that blueprint. Let's do it right. Or at least try to. Or at least better. And there's nothing wrong with saying that. Because those are all the little things that could possibly get. I felt like you guys were in a place of, because you couldn't help but to watch you guys. You couldn't help but to see it. Especially you paying attention to the Summer Wells case. People wanted to know what's going on, what you're finding out, blah, blah, blah. Any updates, blah, blah, blah. But instead, we're seeing things that's just a bit too much. In certain people's opinion. And it's okay for me to have this opinion. And it's okay for you to have a different opinion. But I'm sure when I speak, there's certain things that you might say, but you know what? What you said about this, that might be accurate. So maybe I could kind of tone that part down, but I'm not going to stop this part or whatever. There's always something you can take away. There's always something that you could take away from somebody. Like I said all the time, and I said during that live, eat the fish and throw away the bones. Eat the fish and throw away the bones. And you might say, TTMG, you got too much bones here. All right, good. I got too much stuff that you didn't think that was correct. Put it to the side. Eat that little bit of fish, right? Eat that little bit of fish. When I was in the military years ago, I had this one person, even though I was a high enough ranking, I was a high ranking, but you know, you still have your ladder of chain of command. There was this one NCO, right? I was at the time I was a specialist. I was one grade, like an E4, E5, yeah. She will always get on me. She was sloppy and, what do we call it? It was just, she was just freaking too much. I mean, she looked all ate up. You know what I mean? But yes, she was above me in rank because she was in years. She was in longer than me. And she would always say, oh, well, say for instance, my boots aren't shined enough. Oh, my hair might be a little bit below my collar. Like nitpicking on everything to the point where people would say, Robinson, what she just don't like you. No, she saw you run the yellow light and she getting on you. You know what happened? Because I got tired of hearing her mouth. I became the most squared away person, the most in check person, the sharpest person there, period. My boots was the shiniest of them all. What you gonna get on me about now? My BDUs, my uniform was laid out, right? I sent it to the cleaners all the time. That thing was pressed, boom, 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 right? All right. My hair was off my shoulders, right? Had my little hat on. Looking good. Nobody could touch me in sharpness. Because I got to the point where, all right, whatever you say. But you know what? It made me a better person in the end because I outshined her. I mean, I outshined her way before that. But I'm just saying. But I outshined a lot of mother freakers. Just because I didn't have time for the hater over here. Like you hating too much. I just want to shut you all the way up. What? I'm looking flawless. Right? Like a diamond. So if somebody could give you pointers that could say, hey, you could do this better, you could do that better, you could do, take some. The ones that you don't, nah. Sometimes you won't want to hear everything. Say, yo, I took enough information. I don't need any more help. That's good. But on my channel, I was giving it out. I'm sure you give it out on your channel about other people and other creators too. I've seen you judge creators before, so we all do. So let me get to the next point. All right, guys. So at the end of this live,
truth is that she not now because it's been 8 months.
And if she cuts this live while I'm on, trust I have this downloaded, so it won't even make sense. But let's hear what Justin had to say. Hold on.
How can anybody look at any picture and think who was her mother?
Oh, Mallory, you could drop that thing from the clip channel in there that she saw if you want to. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to get the point where Justin came in and started to cause damage. Y'all see, I'm on the live for a long time, holding my own, right?
Let's see, smart enough, intelligent enough to outwit somebody. They were able to show their emotions in ways that we didn't see others show their emotion, i.e. Candace Bly, i.e. Don Wells, right? And when I look, I understand where you're coming from, Justin.
So for the people in the chat, after Justin started dropping his negativity, say, why is she the one on panel? Well, do you see Molly over here? Do you see Marissa over here? I don't think so. And that's how, and I didn't mind it. And it's freaking 5 hours. You know what I mean? Let her get her rest. Let her step away. Let her get her something to eat. Right?
Because when I look at Brandy, and she heard me say it myself, it's like, when I see her pictures with Monkey, oh my God, my heart melts. That's how I am as a mother. Can nobody tell me, you know what I'm saying, especially intuitively, and I'm not looking at it intuitively, I'm just saying as a mom, period, okay, that her heart is not with her child. That's what I see. That's what I see, right? But it don't matter. It doesn't matter what I see. Facts are facts. Tell me why these red flags are coming up.
Justin?
If you could, this is what I would like you to do. Hey, Justin, and this is what I would like you to do. At least to look at the red.
Now, y'all saw how sweet I was to him. Hi, Justin. Do you hear him say hi back? No. Why does he hate me? I don't know. But I can tell you guys, he left me a comment on my channel a couple weeks before this. And I'm going to break it down to you after we finish discussing it. I will tell you what happened in that situation and what he said, right? You guys can tell me if you feel it was racist or not. He since then deleted it, but we're going to go in on it.
Red flags, and then give your rebuttal on each and why each makes sense.
I have looked at the red flags, but respectfully, I mean, there is no factual thing, nothing that we have as far as evidence. Now, if you're wanting to say that respectfully, that because you pulled some cards up.
So it's a problem when I pull cards, but it's okay and I don't just always pull cards. You know, I'm not hearing dates of when people are going to be found by cards. Cards don't tell you that. But it's okay to listen to Donna Serafina, but when I say something, it's you know, I don't know. Let's continue to watch.
Do with me pulling cards. I didn't pull cards on it. Well,
you just said you pulled cards on it.
No, exactly. I said yesterday when my live was off, when I wasn't reading intuitively, and I was reading intuitively, but I was not on live actively pulling cards on him. I just wanted to see the energy of whether or not, because somebody very close in this case requested that, you know, I check the energy of Michael. And that's when I pulled up that it looks like, damn, he passed on. I didn't want to see that. So that's all I did, but I did not pull up whether or not Brandy is guilty or not. What I tell you, I did do, you know, the dowsing rods that that you saw Benny Keys use, the infamous. One second though, let me finish.
Remember, for all those people in the chat that want to say I cut him off, I'm still speaking. He's cutting me off.
So the dowsing rods that you saw Benny Keys use, I did use those once and just asked, did they know about the case? Do they know about what happened? And that was the first time. At first it wanted to say yes, but then they stopped moving. I've never experienced that at all. I've had other readers that came to me that stated, I won't say their name on live, but stated that they felt like it was some type of resistance spiritually, that somebody did something spiritually to kind of pull people away from getting the true answers. I had somebody that spoke to Brandy on a daily basis, right? So somebody that speaks to
I probably know who you're talking about who spoke to Brandy on a daily basis.
Okay, so if they spoke to them on a daily basis, they may know more than you, respectfully. They may have seen more red flags than you.
Absolutely, but they may also be doing a smear campaign because of they've gotten an issue together.
Right.
I mean, dowling rod,
you don't even have to pay attention
cards, anything like that.
Don't worry about that. I'm not talking about
facts. These are not facts. We do not have any physical evidence. We have to go by evidence.
No,
we don't have any physical evidence. We don't have any data evidence to say that anyone here is a suspect. If the
right, and I agree with you.
Them a suspect,
I agree with you, Justin.
Say that they are a suspect.
Excuse me.
So,
I'm pretty sure he's calling Candace and Don a suspect, though, right?
I don't believe they were ruled out as a suspect.
So can I talk?
Yeah, but I just want to address what you just said, and I'll let you talk. I promise, because you brought up something very important. So, I agree with Justin, and I say that on all my lives, guys. I'm like the realest person out there. I'll say that on all my lives. Even though I'm seeing something spiritually, or, how I'm hearing, and even though I have a high accuracy rate, even though I pulled the exact day Brian Laundrie would be found and the exact day Naomi would be found, even though I did this thing, that's not enough. I would never, ever, in a million years, want somebody to be, and they won't be, thank God.
You just said that you had 5 hours of inconsistencies and stuff.
Right. That's what we spoke on my 5-hour interview with them. But what I'm saying is that was not 5 hours of a tarot read. No, absolutely not.
I'm not saying a tarot read.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not even saying a tarot read. You said you had 5 hours of inconsistencies. If you think the police has 5 hours of inconsistencies, don't you think they would say, well, we haven't ruled them out?
Not of inconsistencies, of red flags. Say, for instance, I'll bring them up. How about this? I'll bring one of them up right now. How about this? When they read Tyler his Miranda rights 7 months after they've been searching for Monkey, 7 months after, and Brandy's threatening to blow up law enforcement's house because she said if they are tricking her into, because they told her ahead of time. Who gets told ahead of time that somebody's gonna be read their Miranda rights unless you have connections to the cops like that, or you're close to them? Something is wrong with that. You have to admit. Wait, let me finish. There's something wrong with that. So they've got the heads up that Tyler would be read his Miranda rights, right? Not only that, Brandy said that if they go there and he's being tricked and they lock him up, that she's gonna blow whatever up. And somebody can say that in anger, we can say, right? Wow. But why are they reading him his Miranda rights 7 months later? You don't get read your Miranda rights, and they have it recorded with law enforcement who said, no, you do not get your Miranda rights read to you unless this, that, or the other. And something that came up which was valid was that Miranda rights get read if you're possibly gonna come up as a suspect in an upcoming case. So that's facts.
They do for any parents, they're the number one suspects that they have to look at. So of course they're going to question and read them the Miranda rights, that anything can be used against you in a court of law if you are lying to us. That means nothing.
7 months after?
7 months, 7 years, it doesn't matter. I mean, how do we know? The police have not said this. If the police haven't said this is hearsay. It's all hearsay.
What?
There's no factual basis.
She said it. It's
There's not a piece of evidence.
I have the audio. Yes, it is. She said it. It came straight from Brandy.
I've heard the audio.
Jonathan Lee Richards says it's so. But Jonathan Lee Richards said it was straw.
All right. Like I said, we brought up 5 hours of red flags were brought up. So regardless of what you say for one, there's something for the next. And guess what? Brandy could easily take care of it because nobody's trying to smear her name. We're like, Brandy.
Nobody's trying to smear her name. That is blatant false.
All right. She's coming on.
Listen, no one's trying to smear Brandy's name. We're saying that, at least I'm not, right? Not at this point. It doesn't, I mean, we need facts. We need more information. We're saying that it's red flags there. Why are you saying that there's only one entrance to the community when there's another way to get in and out the community? Why in the interview before, prior to your you going live with Chris McDonough, he's asking you about you and Tyler, or about Tyler's lie detector test, and did he pass it? And you said yes when he's in it. Why? And there were so many more. Why, when he asked, did you take the lie detector test, you say yes and you didn't? There's some kind of, and there's a lot more red flags than that. And no one's saying, once again, she did it. But let's address the red flags. That way, if you addressed it, you could rip that mess up and throw it out. You addressed it. We see clearer. Things start to make sense now. Things are making more sense now, right?
Live right now.
Look, as soon as I say Crystal, who was Brandy's confidant, just text me back and stated she'll jump on panel right now. So she's about to come on. And Nicole, the one who was doing all the spaces and had Brandy on it, and she has information too, a lot of information and a lot of screenshots. She's about to come on panel now. The weasel runs away. Why? Ooh, you calling names. Oh, wait till you see all the names he called me. I don't call names. I'm not disrespectful. I mean, there's a couple times. Maybe Candace apologist, Barbara. That's about it. Right? But he's calling me names in the chat. So for those who don't understand, they're like, oh, you're trying to smear Justin. This guy called me a moron, called me insane, called me all things outside of my name. And as, like I said, Mallory at Random, Miss Williams, definitely go to the channel. And he speaks about how much Justin tried to minimize me. And for the Molly's, Marissa's mods not to handle that, I'm suspect of the mods. For Marissa not to say, like I said, that's one of the biggest things I want to say, because this live is not to cause any type of disrespect to Marissa, even though some people might, you take stuff how you want to take it, but it's not to at all, right? It's to cause disrespect to Justin, though. Yeah, absolutely. He was disrespecting the heck out of me in the chat. Now, anyway, let's watch the weasel run off. Like I said, he started the name calling. But let's watch him run off when I bring up Crystal and Nicole, who been on this case for months now. Why does he run off? Because he know he won't be able to hold his own.
I asked somebody connected in this case. We're going to go, hold on, Marissa, let me send the link because I don't want to be, she's coming on with facts, okay?
She's trying to facts.
And I want to ask you guys, please, everyone in the chat, like this live, thumbs it up, because I've been partially shadow banned for a while now. Even you hear Molly call it out, GOLIGHTLY call it out. Marissa calls it out during the live. She's like, hey. And I guess that was towards the end after people, wanted to bring up information. Hey, I really didn't leave to go on the live. What I really did was go listen to all her stuff to try to find something she said against you, so I could come back to the chat and say, hey, red flag, get off. She's talking about you. I already told her I was talking about her, right? To her face. We're not scared. We from Jersey. This is what we do. But respectfully, I also have given her props in certain areas as well. So anyway, we're gonna continue to watch this.
She's coming on. You're gonna have to retitle the subject line, okay? Because it's one.
That subject line is retitled now because of me.
After the next, and her name's Crystal.
Summer.
Look, Justin's trying to figure out how to run off. Because he can't stay and take the truth. That's why. Because it's not about Michael Vaughn. It's not about Summer. It's about attention for him. It's about subscribers for him. It's about having Marissa's attention fully and being manipulative and doing whatever. Why the heck? This is what I'm saying. They talk about a smear campaign. Why the heck when we're here talking about freaking missing kids? That you would spend the time and energy. I don't care who it was. I don't care if it was a couple of them, 2, 3, 4, 5. Your heart's not in the freaking right place. Because it's not the time for that. Y'all could have been talking about me and doing me dirty or whatever you wanted behind the scenes. Because I don't even care after this live. Even if you wanted to pull it. But let the people who was on live hear this out. Let them hear me out. Let them hear Crystal out. Let them hear Nicole out. You know? Because what if Michael Vaughn's life somehow dependent on it? What if there was some bit of information that would have came out that some internet sleuths would have put together to solve the case? Because let me tell you, although we like to say, yeah, let law enforcement do their work, let detectives do their work, yeah, I appreciate and love them. I got family members, exes that still are detectives and everything, okay? Highest ranks. But at the same time, they do get it wrong sometimes. They do mess up sometimes. Shoot, you can search YouTube, you'll see a whole bunch of times some strong cases where Chris McDonough messed up. Ooh, she talking about Chris McDonough now. I mean, look, it's either it's fact or it's not, and it is. I didn't want to see that stuff about Chris. I didn't believe it either. But when you research deeper, that stuff comes to the surface. And you can see it, and to deny it doesn't exist just because, oh, you really like the person. Does it make it not real? Does it make it not true? It doesn't. Am I trying to smear his name? No, I'm not. Absolutely not. What I'm saying is sometimes it is that internet sleuth that put the clues together. We have cases that are 20 years cold, 30 years cold, 40 years cold that could have been solved if they had the people. Now, sometimes we be doing too much as well. We be out there with bullhorns yelling. Not helping the case any, in my opinion. What I say behind somebody's back, not behind their back, but on my live, I'll say to their face too any day. Again, I know I'm being repetitive, but I just want you guys to know. But I also am going to say the things that I do like about you and I appreciate about you. And I see why your subscribers adore you. And I see why somebody might not, because they might just, they might just go with the, hey, that's just a bit too dramatic for me. That's just, whatever. It is what it is. But anyway, at the end of the day, if these people that were on the live, all of them saying, look for Lori in the chat, blah, 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 or call Lori, it's an emergency, call Lori. The heck, is Lori your child? Is she your mom? Where do you know Lori from? Is Lori Precious chaos? Causing the chaos? Was Justin behind the scenes? Y'all had an awful lot of time to go in an hour of my live. 58 minutes or 57 minutes in. To find something that I said negative about Marissa, that you felt I said negative about Marissa that I already told her to her friggin' face. Or at least virtually. That you want to be worried and concerned about the kids. And even if you felt, and I'm saying this too to Justin, right? Over the other people in the chat right now. Because you got a platform where people are supposed to believe, trust in you. And care for you, right? But it's like I said, we see Harsh says he doxing him and all this other stuff. And you got issues with other creators too, right? And you use Molly for subscribers, like you saying other people use her for subscribers. I'm not using for a dag on a thing. Because if I was, I would have never from day one had those videos that you could tell her to go back and look at. I'm not stupid. Right? Like Benny Keys said, I'm too good at this. I want to do that. I know better. You don't bite the hand that feeds you, but I don't expect her to feed me. Let me see. That's probably, yeah, it's one of my mods. Hey, Mal. So, anyway, so for them to refocus, to try to cause a smear campaign against me, that I'm saying something against, And like I said, even if that was the case, where is your focus right now during this live? Why do you want a distraction? Y'all here for the drama. Half y'all, not all y'all. To the good people out there, go ahead, throw a thumbs up in the chat. Let me know who you are, who care more about the kids than me. I don't want you to care about me more than you care about these kids. Marissa shouldn't want you to. Justin shouldn't want you to. We all know when MGL and her crew was down there, it did start to turn it, whether you like it or not. The focus started to be more on Molly and the crew than on Summer at all. And I believe Molly even said that herself. So there's nothing there that I'm saying that's wrong. And for people to go and look at my freaking videos. You spending an hour to look at my damn videos when we here talking about a missing child. Shame on you. You rotten soul. Y'all got some of y'all got some dark hearts out there. All you had to do was tell her out after the live. But you wanted that stuff to come to an end. Because of your dislike for me. But if your child was missing, if your loved one was missing, if your daughter, if your son, if your niece, if your nephew was missing, if your aunt, your mother, your cousin, your father was missing, and you knew that I had high accuracy level, right? You knew that I called some stuff that you guys could say that other psychics out there that hasn't called. I said what the autopsy of Brian I said exactly what the autopsy of Brian would say before it came in. I said exactly what the autopsy of Gabby would say before it came in, right? You would call me then. You would know me then, right? It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter what color I was in. And I don't like, guys, when we go into it, we go further down the line, I'm gonna tell you what Justin said that was maybe or could be conceived as racist. It's not pulling up. I don't even want to talk about this. Who wants to talk about that type of stuff? I don't want to. Our focus should not be that. I'm not here for politics. I'm not here for race. We're supposed to be here for true crime and solving these cases. That's it. But if you show me your true colors, I gotta put it on display for everybody to see, so they know who you truly are. And it's really not about the kids. Because if it was really about the kids, you wouldn't be. It was taking the eyes off of more than me. It was taking the eyes and attention off Nicole. It was taking the eyes and attention off of Crystal. It was having Marissa stop the live, disrespectfully end it. That's the part that I may say, the only part really that I'm saying negative about Marissa right now. You should, and also your freaking mods. None of that should have happened. Your mods needed to treat the people on your panel with respect, period. And please don't say it, because we don't want to go back and forth and then I gotta create another live, defending what you said because it just didn't come out right. The truth is, your panelists should not have to deal with the BS while they on live. Anybody that can't be respectful, they need to be hidden from the channel or muted or whatever. All right, so we're gonna continue to watch this video.
I gotta get your link up. You know what you need to do, or you should do. I mean, I recommend you do timestamp.
And you know what? I want to say this. Marissa states that she brought me subscribers, which people did come from her channel subscribe. I'm not gonna tell y'all no lie. Yeah, there's some people, but they're not, because Marissa said, hey, go to, Marissa did not once, even though I was on her live for 5 hours, spending time and energy. We saw, who was it? Don's sister, Mary, on Chris McDonough's live the other day, right? He's out there telling the moms, throw her link up, throw her cooking link up in there. Which I don't think that was anything wrong with it. You should show that panelist some love. They up here supporting your channel in a way, right? They up there rocking with you, riding with you, rolling with you. Go ahead, share that person. So never once did she say anything about my channel or, mods, here's a link, share a link. She didn't do that not once. And that shouldn't even have to be requested. That may be considered something negative that I have to say in my open letter. But there's still some people, you know, that found me. But they're not your subscribers, see? Because you don't own them. They go where they like the vibe and where they like the flow, you know? So, and they decided to come to my channel because they saw something in me that they liked. They saw something in me that they vibed with. They saw something in me that was real. But never once did you drop my link. So when you come to my channel and you were the first person in the comment besides Mallory, and you said after Mallory, you said, oh, this is what you do after I get you subs. I don't believe you dropped the link to get me subs. The people that came from your channel to see me was live on your channel and they saw me, and yes, there's some that did. Absolutely. With good reason. All right? So, I was going to say, because I'm too good at this. But, so there are some people, but it wasn't from you sharing the love, Marissa. You know? Because all the hate that was going on in the chat, which I said, it was a whole bunch of love too. Don't get me wrong. But that hate, the ones that hated, should have been nipped in the butt, right? We're going to go on. We're going to see Justice for All. He jumps off, right? Because Pop goes the weasel. I'm bringing Nicole and Crystal on.
Stamps in your timeline if you get a chance to see what you know, when you spoke about each case.
Alright, what are we doing? Hashtag Michael.
I think I'm a pretty damn good panelist. I'm helping her out through the whole thing. Marissa, change the title of your subject line if you're live right now. Put Michael Vaughn's name in here. Hashtag this. Do that, you know?
UGHAN. Alright, we'll just put Michael Vaughn. I'm telling you, everyone's gonna leave. I don't know what it is about this case.
I know. You know why?
But
you know what?
When we bring up
You know why, Marissa? Because there's no evidence.
All right, we're gonna see.
This is what I'm saying. There's something wrong with Justin. There is something. For those who love him, y'all continue to love him. I'm not saying not to. But Justice for All is saying, you know why? Because there's no evidence. All right. Let us speak on the red flags and let the people determine for themselves. And that opinion will stay to themselves until law enforcement says, hey, you know, they're guilty of something, or they just, you know, they don't do anything at all. But at least hear what somebody says and allow them to figure things out themselves. He don't even want people being heard. What type of nonsense is that? The parents aren't even clear. You know what I said? If my child came up missing and people were suspect of me for whatever reason, and I was not cleared, ask me all the damn questions in the world you want. I got an answer for every single one of them because I know I'm not guilty. Bring up the red flags. Bring up the red flags. I'll answer them. Go ahead. I'm going to be on a channel that is what they used to call it, hardball. Ask me all the motherfucking hard questions. Go ahead. All right, something I said didn't add up and make sense. All right, maybe my freaking memory's bad and I don't remember the freaking exact timing. All right? But I'm still going to be there to answer every single one of your questions, every single one of your rebuttals. At the end of the day, you know I'm clean from it. I know my heart's clean. I don't have anything to do with it. So, I mean, for Justin not to want to talk on this stuff, I say it's a problem.
We're gonna see in a second. She has all the. I had them too, but like I said, yeah, she's coming on. I just sent her your link. She said she'll come on.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
And it is okay. Yes, Miss Britt, who is a mod here. You must respect what Miss Britt says.
Hold on,
She is a loyal girl. Be respectful, y'all. It's okay to disagree. Just
Guys, it's okay to bring up red flags. What's wrong with bringing up red flags? We're not trying to smear her. I gave that girl, that lady, all the love that there is. I'm like, when I see her eyes and how her, excuse me, Justin, I'm speaking. When I see her eyes is lit up, it reminds me of.
So anyway, you guys saw I was speaking. Justice cut me off, right? Yet the people who love Justin so much were in the chat saying I was speaking over him. No, get it right, because I was speaking. He just spoke over me.
Me as a mother.
And not only did he speak over me, he ran off.
I don't care if he gets upset. People get upset when people are real. Because some people are so defensive of her. She's the only person, Marissa, you gotta see. Brandy is the only parent that seems to have given a flying you know what, okay? So a lot of people are defensive, and I understand that. But they still have to pay attention to the red flags regardless. We're not saying to crucify her and nail her to the cross. All we're saying is to pay attention. Why don't you want to pay attention? All right, Crystal's here. Yes.
So anyway,
you just see
she or someone else.
As we continued, and you can see it on Molly's live, right? Nicole and Crystal spoke on the case. As we got towards the end, you know, I guess Justin had told Marissa, he said, well, he didn't get off because of that. He got off because, why did he say he got off? Because he had a live that was about to start, which he never started no freaking live. He went searching through my YouTube, trying to, instead of focusing on his child here, right? Where's his heart? Where's his heart? Instead of focusing on his child, he's up on my channel. So as you come to the end, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me look. I don't think you guys can see it. All right, I'm going to try to get the screenshots up, guys. There's certain things that said in the chat. Hold on. It's certain things that Justice says in the chat that's just disrespectful. I'm trying to tag. I don't want y'all to see all of this. Some information is a bit confidential, so okay, whoever this is, Jackie S. and Mr. E. Justin will be on. Okay, not her comment, but Wild Angel. Like this person right now, she needs to be removed or blocked. That's what I would do. Okay, thought I was in Molly's chat. Seems not, right? People, it's a couple people here being a bit disrespectful. Give me 1 second. That was nothing though. Let me bring up this stuff from Justin. Mallory, do you have the screenshots? Okay. Give me 1 second to get it on the screen. Okay, here you see Justice for All. Justin says, talking mad crap about Molly, two-faced just like they did to Brandy. So now he's talking about me right here, talking mad crap about Molly. He's talking about me on my live that I already told Marissa about. And he said Two-Face, just like they did Brandy. So right now, here, he's disrespecting the guests on the panel, Crystal and Nicole. And I got a lot more for you guys. I just got to take it off screen as I switch screenshots because I have some other confidential information on my email. Give me 1 second. All right. So for this person that says, "Fo, I know this is different. The only psychic I believe is Donna because she was the one who found the Vallow children and all the details of their death." Okay, and I got how Brian Laundrie died. All right, like I said, everybody's gonna have, you know. Let me go to the next one. There's just so many screenshots. Mallory, give me 1 second, guys. All right, Mallory, I text you a question. If you can't do it, it's fine. Mallory Young. There's just, I mean, there's a plethora. There's so many screenshots. And I sent them from the wrong email. Let me see. Anyway, I'll add the screenshots probably to another live or to the end of this live after it finishes. Can you do it from your phone? Okay, email. All right, you could go ahead and email them to me, love. Alright, so let me delete these. Alright, so Mallory, they came up blank. Can you resend? Anyway, I'll read some from my phone and then I'll get them up. But Justice for All writes, speaking about me, he says, "No, I'm good. Make an idiot out of your own self." When I told him to come back on for the kids, for Michael Vaughn, when I told Justin to come back on for Summer Wells, this is what he said. "No, I'm good. Make an idiot out of your own self." This shows you how dirty he is, how selfish he is, and that he cares about only himself and growing his channel and his pockets. As I always state, of course, as a YouTube creator, I'm gonna want to bring in revenue, right? Of course, as a YouTube creator, my time also means money. I do care, but at the same time, it would also be nice to receive some type of dividends for the work that I put in. But first and foremost is also my love for those kids. This, to me, that's not showing love for any kid, right? And you can go back to Molly's, you'll see it up in there. He said, no, I'm good. Make an idiot out of your own self. Oh, for talking about these kids. Then he says, and I said, Justin, come on, because it's not about me. It's about Michael Vaughn. It's about Monkey. Then speak, I'm done with this moron. So he's here name calling. Is he not? So I have a right to defend myself. I have a right to speak back. I have a right for there to be backlash. And if I decide to call him a moron, if I decide to call him an idiot and everything under the sun, he's the one that brought it there, right? He came for me. So as much as some of you guys love him and whatever, just know he has his problem. Creating issues with YouTubers. Here we go, Harsh. Harsh speaks about him doxing him, right? He's doxed other YouTubers. He's put their life and their kids' life in harm's way. All right, so she said she resent it. All right, so let's look. Thank you, Mallory. And there was so many people sending me these. Look, on the live. And a lot of this is after Justin started putting his negativity in the chat and started to poison the chat, right? Marissa, you should never have allowed that, Marissa. You should never have allowed that disrespect. He needed to be put in his place. He doesn't own you or control you, but he sure is acting like it, right? And this Precious Chaos says the circus started with the Drunken Wells coming on YouTube and connected people like BK. All right. So let's see. Let me go to the. Oh yeah, so this is what happened, guys. Thank you so much for sending this, Mallory. Oh my God, it's an emergency. I need Molly to call me ASAP. Please call me. It's really bad. The heck is really bad, ho? We're talking about a missing child. Shame on you. Shame on you, Lori Davis. She need to be called out. Shame on you for causing a distraction. Because this wasn't about Marissa. And this wasn't about you. This wasn't about me. And it sure as hell wasn't about you. This was about Michael Vaughn. And here she go as a mod. That wrench needs to be scooped the heck up. Don't you ever, you should never want a mod to interrupt you about something like this. Something so meaningless. At the point where we're here talking about a missing kid and she's interrupting you, and that's so important. That's not a mod. She's not on your side. All she's doing is causing a distraction. All right, so let's zoom in. Who's the next person? Who's the next person on the chopping block? I don't know why half of y'all could, for the ones that like Justin, y'all continue to like him. He don't got much of a personality for me. It's really boring. You get tired over there real fast. You always have to have some sidekick. Casey Raku says, Molly, please call Lord. Casey, mind your daggone business. This was about Michael. Stop trying to draw her attention. All them people that we spotting right now that's trying to draw Molly's attention away from Michael Vaughn, they needed to be booted out temporarily. Friends like that, you don't need. Distractions like that, you don't need. Because they don't care about the child. They're the ones that care about true crime drama. Or the drama in true crime. They're the ones out there for the circus. They're the ones out there wanting to see the bullhorns and disturbance of the neighbors that can't get sleep. They're not truly worried about the child. They want to see the fake tears. Right? You did say, Marissa, about a week or two on your live that after you, if you cut off your YouTube, if you're a creator and you cut off YouTube, and after you cut it off, whatever happens is still bothering you. I forget your word. I'm not saying it verbatim, but it's pretty much that you shouldn't be on there because it's affecting you too much. It's affecting your mental health, etc. I'm one of those people, when I cut it off, it does bother me. It does affect me. But it's nice to know when you cut yours off, you can sleep well. Because sometimes I can't. Because sometimes I am thinking about the case of Summer. Sometimes I am thinking about the case of Monkey. And how the heck these parents could be involved, or how the heck some other parents might not be involved fully, but know more details than they're giving up. So that this case can't be investigated to the utmost. And it's not about justice for any parent, but justice for the daggone child. So shame on you, Cassie Raku and Lori Davis. You on my chopping block, and I chop you all the freaking way up. And for anybody that has good energy and love them and love their vibes and stuff when you're on the live, I understand, because in a way you kind of got to know them, right? But now right here, they're showing you their true colors. They're showing you their true colors. Let's see what the next one is. Also, Mal, love, are you able to text me if you have? You probably already did. The 2 that I sent you earlier. That somebody else sent me. This person came to my comment saying that they hope my channel gets taken down. So let's see what they're saying here. After that case, people didn't go back. All right. Court, the girls aren't good. Let's see. Court, the one beside Molly. There you go. He's instigating. Look at Justice for All. Instigating in the chat. Nothing else to do with his time. Nothing better to do with his time. And he calls himself a creator and a professional and an entrepreneur. He's nothing. I never tell people to unsubscribe to people. I would never tell anybody to unsubscribe to Molly. I don't think I ever did. I would not. Anyone. I try not to. But Justice for All, I say, if you want to stay with him, and don't get mad at me at this. You don't gotta, tell me how you feel about this, because it really doesn't matter. In the end, I feel like people should definitely unsubscribe to him. You know why? Because he's showing us his heart's not in the game right now. He's showing, when I say, and I shouldn't even call it a game because this is about the kids, but his heart is not in it for the kids, right? He's causing distraction and disturbance in the chat. When we have 2 people in the chat with a hell of a lot of knowledge in this case, right? And you're welcome to bring your questioning to them because they're on the panel and they'll answer it. They want to hear out what you gotta say. And if what they're saying is not enough, if they miss your question, I already told you I have a 5-hour live where they're discussing this case. All you gotta do is go back and replay. That's it. It's simple. So anyway, we're gonna go to the next one. And you guys know I don't like to turn my camera on. I don't like to turn my camera on for the most part. I'm probably in my videos maybe 20% or 25% of the time. And it's just out of the blue. I'll go ahead and turn it on. But I felt I needed to turn it on today to address this because I felt like I need to look you in your eye. Marissa, I need to look you in your eye. Justin, and I need to talk on this. And I need to look in those eyes of those that cherish you and think the world of you and think you're so amazing. Because this shows the truth of you. And I've seen other YouTube creators speak about you. And no, I'm not talking about Benny Keys guys right now, okay? I'm talking about others that people may see as reputable within the true crime community. Where they said and exposed you for doing a lot of shady stuff. And which showed your heart wasn't in it. You once again are running in that energy. And you're not even... You don't even have much of a personality for anybody to want to sit there to be captivated by you or to listen to you. You got lucky you strike that Jose interview, right? But trust, your views are gonna go down. So anyway, let's see. let's see what else. Let's see what else he is doing up in the chat, causing his distractions. Did I put all of them up? I don't think this was all of them. Give me 1 second. I sent you two. Do you have the other one I sent you to, Mallory? If you do, can you please send it? Look how disrespectful he is to me. And y'all expect me not to clap back? Then speak. I'm done with this moron. Even after Justin disrespected me, right? During this live, while I was on a panel, while I was a guest, while Molly decided, hey, I enjoy talking to her. And you know what? Shoot, while I'm eating on the side, she got my channel still flowing. She's good with me. Yeah, she told me that there's certain things that she had issues with. But she still said there's still parts of me she liked. And she gave me shout outs and respect for that. And your ass gonna say you gonna go, excuse me, I don't even speak like that. Which, you know, but still, you said you about to go live, but instead y'all go ahead and go spy on her channel, looking for what she said she already said, and then try to come call her out while we speaking about Monkey. This isn't about you, Justice Fall. This is not about you. It's about these kids. And then and then after you do that, I'm still respectful to you. I'm like, Justin, come on a panel and speak. Address your issues to Brandy. I mean, not Brandy, but address it to Crystal. Address it to Nicole. No, I'm done. Then you come and then you go look at my video. Then you come here and say, then speak. I'm done with this moron. So now I'm a moron? He also called me insane. And a lot of other stuff too. You guys really need to go check that out. Let me see. Thank you, Mallory. Love you, good girl. Alright, so dag, Mallory, you right about my right hand right now. It's probably some other mods in the chat trying to be, but I'm not looking in the chat, so thank you. No, I'm good. Make an idiot of your own self. So for the person at the beginning of my live who asked, was this about to be a bashing session? Should it not be? Was he not bashing me? Did I do anything to bash him or disrespect him, to lower him? Did I do anything to minimize him? Did I? Did I not speak to him with respect? I absolutely did. And for all of those who say I'm cutting him off, if you go ahead and rewind and check, he was cutting me off, okay? And I'm pretty sure that there may have been a time I cut him off too. And that's what happens sometimes. When all I'm asking is just listen to what they say. If you have an issue, then address it so we could kind of bounce off of each other. But for you to just say, no, I'm not having it. We already said we're not trying to nail Brandy to the cross. So let's discuss this as an adult. But no, he's childish. And this is why you need to unsubscribe from him. This is why you need not to watch his lives anymore. Because he's proven right here. When he said he was going to start a live. And Marissa read it on his text. But he came back telling her, I'm talking smack about on my live. And then he comes on before that and says, no, I'm good. Make an idiot out of your own self. Name calling? He's not in it for the kids. He's in it to fill his pockets solely. Don't be his guinea pig. Don't be his guinea pig. He don't got enough of a personality for that. Let's see what else came up. All right, I saw that one. And so I guess that's all I'm going to play for now. Let's go to Miss Williams, and I'm going to just start anywhere in the middle, because I'm sure she's talking about me by now. And we'll just listen to a little bit of that, and we'll jump off here.
And she throws it out periodically, right? She'll throw it out periodically. Am I psychic? You know what I mean? She's trying to get people used to the idea of hearing the term psychic around her, right? And what she's really picked up on is people, CK says, anybody remember when MGL told people if they wanted bad things to happen to people, just marker their name on lemons and stick them in a freezer for a year? Oh, good gracious. Good gracious. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Money moves. Jesus. I hope you got some wet wipes next to you. Something. Jesus. Keep Mallory on the pole. Listen.
I'm going to fast forward it a little bit.
Listen. Who was it? Something Vaughn something / monkey, right? Somebody help me out there. This was the soup du jour, right? This was the person that they were. Listen, help me out. What's the missing kid's name? I prefer Cash App. Thank you, Blank Slate. I love Cash App. Michael Vaughn. Thank you. Was his nickname Monkey? Where the hell did Monkey come from?
Thank you,
Michael Vaughn
Thank you,
from
Miss
Idaho.
Williams. So do
Thank you. By the way, I've been to Idaho. Idaho is a beautiful state. Side note, I know it's not like everybody's destination, but since I happened to be there one time, it really is a gorgeous state. So there's that. If you ever happen to get that way. Having said that, it's...
Thank you, Janelle.
If you're a liberal, don't bother. If you're a liberal, just keep on, fly right on over it. Just put it that way. I get sidetracked, people. I get sidetracked. So yes, listen. She wanted to present.
So once again, guys, like I said, the material that Miss Williams covered here, you definitely want to listen to. I'm gonna drop the link again. She goes into a lot of detail. You probably, if you want to get to the part where she's talking about myself and Justice for All and what happened, you probably want to go to at least an hour in or more.
What she was calling red flags about the Michael Vaughn story and those involved in it, specifically in and around the mother. What's the mother's name to Michael Vaughn, people? So I can say her name. What is the mother's name to Michael Vaughn?
Brandy.
It's not overly important, but I would like to at least say her name here. Brandy. Thank you, Mallory. I love Mallory here. Let's give a little... I'm giving a courtesy bell to Mallory Young for being so on top of it. And everyone else, thank you. The bell applies to you as well then. So listen, so apparently our goddess was up there on the panel wanting to present some red flags. Just some red flags that, in regards to Brandy, the mother of Michael Vaughn. See, I already know what I'm talking. See, when you got names, it sounds like you know what you're talking about, right? It's a gift I have.
Hi, J-Dubs.
Listen, people. Listen. So she was up there just wanting to point out some red flags. For instance, one of the red flags were, why did it take so long to for the police to, I think it was 7 months, if I remember correctly, to read somebody their rights, right? Their Miranda rights. All the, just like red flags that were happening. There was no signs of bashing this woman or smearing her as, well, Justin was saying in the side chat. He was alluding to this is a smear campaign happening up there. Listen, I didn't get the sense that it was a smear campaign happening. I don't think until he said such a thing, anyone else in the side chat was under that impression, right? It just seemed like he come in with his feathers all crinkled up, or it's like, listen, don't get your feathers all ruffled. But it did sound like he was starting to instigate some issues. Now, I know what it is, right? First of all, like I said, there's somebody up there with Molly that's not him. And it's somebody up there that obviously Molly was quite drawn to in that moment, right? He didn't like that either, right? Because guess what? She's a psychic, and he's not. He can't compete with her psychic abilities. Sloppy Molly is into the psychic people, right? He's left out in the cold. He's left out in the cold. So he just started in the side chat. A very negative vibe when he came in. Under the guise of positivity, of course, and care. Like, that's his game, right? Little Justin. Listen. Oh, Walter Mercado. Listen. So, the goddess is up there, like, trying to relate and trying to say, listen, I get what you're saying. It's cool. I get what you're saying. You know, but this, I'm just, you know, she's trying to explain to him. It's not about a smear campaign, right? She has access to both Nicole and she has access to Crystal. So Crystal was a girl that she was wanting to come up on panel. Crystal obviously has daily phone calls with Brandy, right? If I get these names jumbled, y'all forgive me. I'm too much caffeine. But listen, so she was getting a lot of this information directly from Brandy.
Yep, and I saw that. I just want to touch real quickly. I'm going to keep playing Miss Williams. But J Dubs, I don't know if he's still here, but J Dubs says, Justin said he wanted you to stick to the facts, and yet he broadcasts hours and hours and hours of Jose. Yes, isn't that something? It's hypocritical. And there's so much other stuff that I saw that he did after that he was accusing me of and speculating. But you go to his channel, and he's non-stop speculating. You know what I mean? At least I have a proven track record of accuracy. But he's up there, he's nonstop speculating. Thanks for bringing that up, love. And thank you guys, thank you everyone who's here.
In regards to, directly from Crystal, in regards to Brandy, right? And these red flags and stuff. So, Justin was down in the side chat trying to pass it all off as hearsay and whatnot, and you're not going to paint the mother as any kind of problem or suspect or, you know, whatever the case is. So what he was doing is he was trying to take ownership, right? He was trying to remove the subject from her custody because he believes somehow that when it comes to these missing children, the kids de jour, right? Listen, he believes that they all belong to him or Sloppy Molly, period. Especially if he perceives you to be a smaller channel, which of course he is, right? He's a very small channel that just got a little bit of a...
So guys, remember that Miss Williams is a comedian, right? So just know that she's a comedian. Like I said, check her out. And, you know, because some of you guys love Molly so much, and I'm not saying not to. Like I said, there's, you know, parts of her that I'm also drawn to as well. So don't get offended by the, you know, name calling, whatever. He does what she does as a comedian. So that's that. Just eat the fish, throw out the bones, right? And listen to the points made.
A little bit of a bump, which is not going to be everlasting because he doesn't have the ability to maintain an audience like that, right? He's not going to be able to maintain those 10,000 subscribers that he got literally in 3 days. That's a whole nother story, right? Half of them are already into a coma, right? They're not waking up. Their spouses are like, I don't know what happened. She was watching this one YouTube channel and she just fell over. I've not been able to revive her. What do we do? Just leave her there. The bitch will wake up eventually. Throw some cold water on her once a day. You know, what can you do? That's what happens when you watch Justice for All. All right? So anywho, here it is. He finally makes his way up on panel. He's got to get involved now because his negativity and his pushback it's not enough from the side chat. So he wants to come up and be heard and make himself part of this conversation. on panel. And I thought to myself, okay, let's see what he's got to say. But here's the deal. Here's the score, people. It was so evident what he was attempting to do. He wasn't wanting to have a conversation. Not one bit. He had zero respect for the psychic goddess. That was clear from the get-go.
Zero.
It was evident that he wanted to just reduce her to a pile of tarot cards and mumbo jumbo, right? That's what that was his goal. And let me tell you that Miss Psychic Goddess was not having any of it. Now, I've never seen Miss Psychic Goddess have an interaction like this before with people. Typically, she's a solo act, kind of doing her own thing, and she might be reading for people, whatever. But to be combative like this, back and forth,
exactly,
right? To put somebody in check. Listen.
And Miss Williams got this on point, because I'm not. So for me to do that and put her in check like that, I mean, put Justin in check like that, is all for a reason. And then Justin wants to be able to say, oh well, look how she's reacted after you saw the screenshots that I just put up there, how he treated me and how he was demeaning me and attempting to minimize me. Of course I'm supposed to be upset about that, and who am I not to speak back? And I gotta tell you guys about the comment he dropped before this live. He dropped in on one of my videos a couple weeks back, guys. Don't let me forget to talk about that.
There was parts of her that reminded me very much of myself. Because she didn't need to hear all of his bullshit to know the end of the story. She knew what his intentions were. Right? A few words out of his mouth at a couple moments revealed it all. No matter what she was going to say, no matter how much insight she might have thought she had because of Crystal, right? Her conversation with Crystal. This man just came up there to debunk her, to minimize her, and to make her feel completely insignificant as a nothing, right? And to basically let her know that the only ones who should be talking about that case would be Sloppy Molly or him or pretty much any other true crimer but her, right?
I understand why you say that, JR.
And he wanted to pass her off as running a smear campaign and, you know, just nonsense. She wasn't having it, people. She wasn't having it whatsoever.
You're right.
And she was very... She took ownership. She took ownership of her time on that panel. And I applaud her for that. Because, you know, she was now getting a bunch of grief from the majority of the side chat.
I hear you, JR.
Point. As soon as Justice for All went up there and tainted the waters, and started disrespecting her, he soon after, listen, Crystal was supposed to come on and verify and lend support to all the little red flags that the psychic was offering, right? But suddenly, as soon as Crystal was to come on, Walter Mercado just vanished, right? Because you know why? He wasn't going to be able to take on both of them. He wasn't going to be able to sit there, and not only that, he really wasn't. I don't think he was getting the vocal support he thought he was going to get from Sloppy Molly, to be true. I think he thought if he came up there and started with his pushback routine, that I think he really believed that Sloppy Molly was going to push back with him, and it would quickly turn into 2 against the psychic. Well, that didn't happen. It didn't happen. He was up there all on his own to combat the psychic. And the psychic said, bitch, it's not happening. Today is not your day, Walter Mercado. Today's not your day.
That's what happened.
So listen. And Sloppy Molly pretty much remained Switzerland in it. Don't forget, Sloppy Molly wanted the psychic on her panel for reasons I've already stated earlier. Right? She had already been a fixture on the channel. See, she already had her seat there. Justin is the one who inserted himself. Let us not forget. So Justin thinks that for some reason he was going to come on there and he was going to shut this lady down. And if there's anybody was going to overtalk anybody, it was going to be him overtalking her.
Yeah.
Oh, honey, no. No. Nothing could have been further from the truth. Like I said, she was adamant. She was not having it. She wasn't having his bullshit. Right?
Right.
Suddenly you could see the tides turning in the side chat. Now the tides are turning, right? Just like the mindless do.
Yeah.
The mindless, which is always a good 88 to 90%, 93% of Sloppy Molly's followers are all mindless people, right? They just go with the wind, right?
Right, J-Dub.
For hours they were sitting there just fine with everything and the behavior of the Psychic Goddess. But suddenly, out of nowhere, Psychic Goddess is now this person that takes over people's panels. She overtalks everybody.
Miss Williams called it all. I love you, boo.
You know, just attacking her left and right.
You called it all.
Right?
Everything. She is saying
Justin didn't
everything.
deserve that.
Yeah.
He's such a good person. He deserved that and more. And he should be very thankful that it wasn't me on panel with him.
Where is my tambourine?
I'll tell you right now, the last person he ever wants to be on panel with is probably Mallory Williams. Truth be told. Truth be told, Walter Mercado.
Yeah.
Walter Mercado.
I challenge you, Justin, to go
I know
on
who you are and where
panel
you are,
with Miss
right?
Williams.
I know where you, and when I say where you are, I mean your YouTube channel, your longevity. I know what it is. I'm not fooled by 10,000 subscribers. You're just a small channel as you were 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. You're no bigger, right?
Right.
You're no more valid as a channel. You're the same small channel. Because see, I know your future. Your future is this. Anytime now, you're going to be lucky if you have 150 people in your chat.
Yep.
Right? Just welcome back to the good old days. The ride is over. Right? Your one hit has been wondered. It's over. Right? Jose has left the community. Right? It's over.
Get me out of Tennessee.
What are you going to do after that? What are you going to do now? You know what you're going to be? You're going to be Justice for All. That same goddamn boring, dull piece of 1980s paneling, right?
I don't know how
that you were beforehand. That's it. And if you think for one moment you're going to hold the eyes of 10, 12, 13, 14,000 subscribers that jumped on your ship over one story, sweetie, I've been here long enough to know that's never going to happen. Right? So I'm not fooled by your recent subscriptions, your recent sub count. You were just as small as a channel and insignificant as you ever were.
Yep, and I believe I get to talk about that because how he came for me, I'm entitled, right? Regardless of how you feel about Justin. If you could love him to death, he had no reason. There was no reason to disrespect me like that. We waste too much time in this friggin' true crime community, and I'm gonna continue playing Miss Williams in a second, talking about drama. Like you think after you're done a cycle, it'll stop, but then it calls you in with something else, and then something else calls you. It's like it's never ending. I'm like, Lord. But I mean, she's pointing on. Justin does not have a personality to me. It's very boring, and I don't know how anybody could watch him. And he always needs a sidekick. You know, I'm not saying I have energy all the time. I don't have energy. Sometimes I get on my live, and 100% of the time, you know, I mean, there might be some days I don't have any jokes for y'all. You know what I mean? 25% of the time I might be down. All right, but I still got a portion. A certain percentage that I got some life to give to y'all. I got something to, you know what I mean, make you laugh or smile. Justin, the whole time, it's just like, for real. I don't know. I know a lot of you guys was there for that Jose interview, but I don't know how you guys do it. I could never sit on a long live with him. What was I gonna say? All right, so I interrupt. I'm gonna continue playing in a second, but I interrupt because there may be some people waiting to hear what did he say that was racist, right? And once again, guys, I did not want to bring, because this is stuff that, like, even on my Facebook, which I haven't been on in forever. I used to be like the biggest Facebooker in the world, right? But somehow it died down the last year. I just haven't felt like being bothered with Facebook. But even in a group that I have I created years ago for people who were in the military, a certain base that I was on, I was in the military in Washington State. And it's so that people during that time frame when social media didn't exist, that we could connect. At first it was like people who were, you know, I don't even want to say the name because before you know it, not that I care if y'all have my information, I really don't. But I don't feel like, you know, Justin doxed me like he goes and doxes all these other YouTube creators out there, right? But in the end, if I get doxed, I get doxed, right? I'll probably come back for him and sue his behind. But in the meantime, just because, you know, you're going to work to find out who the heck I am. You're going to have to put that work in, Justin. But, and at that point, I really don't care. But I'm not just going to give it to you, right? So like I said, I had my Facebook, and I had a page that I had created for people who were in the military on that post during a certain year, right? From whatever year to whatever year. And I felt it was so important because we didn't have social media. Like, social media took off maybe a few years later, 4 or 5 years down the line. You know? So we didn't have, like, if you lost the contact with somebody, it was no social media. You had to hope to find them online years later. So I had built it, you know, for that certain time frame when people didn't. And then I wind up expanding the time frame of people now, you know, even if they were in the military or at this certain post during that time frame, they still could be in the group. So in that group, I have, no matter what, I'm like, no talking about racial injustices, and no talk, not racial injustice, but, you know, politics, or anything that's going to cause a fight, a trigger. Because you know what, as a community of veterans and, you know, some people that are still inactive, we all friggin' get along. But somebody might have, what do you say, contrary views to you in certain areas of life. Guys, we're not here to fight, we're here to love, right? I want us to all just friggin' all get along, put whatever aside, you know, in this group. This is not the place for that. So, like, even my channel, this is not the place for that. Because, especially, we're looking for kids here. I'm looking for true crime. It doesn't even have to be kids. Somebody that's missing or, you know, solving whatever case. So, we're not going to take away and go on these friggin', even if they need it. Go on friggin' politic debates and race debates. It's not about this. Let's focus on the kids. Let's focus on even the adults that need to be found. So for me to want to come to you and say, some of them comments towards the end kind of look like, especially Dr. Blue Eyes, seem a bit racist in the things they were saying. If you look in the chat, try to ignore them. And who else? And that stuff was just allowed. Like, how do you allow it? You your mods time people out for asking where Marissa is. Somebody got timed out in that chat because Marissa, you know, kept taking off. She was in the conversation, but she would go get something to eat, open her door, do different things. You know, she was on 5 hours. So somebody asking where Marissa is, they time her out, but not all this hate going on. You're not going to time people out for that? You know? Like I said, it was a whole bunch of people giving me love, and thank you so much. I send you love back. But other people that should have been timed out, why weren't they timed out? Why aren't your mods put in, not to say put in check, because they actually doing you a service, but at least have some mods in there that's going to do you a service. Because those were not. They were allowing total chaos. And you were allowing it too because you saw what was going on. You were looking at the chat. Right? So anyway, for me to bring up the race stuff, trust me, guys. Now, somebody could come and say, hey, what he said, like, I'm going to tell you what Justice said. You could come and say any day that wasn't racist. You know? It's how whoever wants to look at it. But I'll tell you what happened. A couple weeks ago, and for those who after say, oh, that wasn't, don't come to my friggin' comments. It doesn't really matter. Don't come to my comments and say it's not. I don't care. I don't care about how you feel about it. I'm always willing to have an open mind. You know? So, but anyway, I'll get into it. So, a couple weeks back, or a few weeks back, when I did that live with the 5-hour interview with Crystal and Nicole being on a panel regarding Michael Joseph Vaughn, aka Monkey, Justice for All went to that live and he commented. At first, I did not know how to take the comment, and I didn't say anything for a few days because I didn't know if he was trying to be shady. Because this is what he said to me. He was like, oh, and keep in mind, when I say this right away, some of y'all are not going to see this as racist, which is fine, but just stay with me. He came to my comment and he said, oh, well, oh, it's good to see a beautiful black woman. No, African woman. It's beautiful. It's good to see a beautiful African American woman in the true crime community here on YouTube, or something like that, right? And at first, the way he said it, I was like, and the details that went into it, I was like, I think he's trying to throw some shade. Trying to tell me I'm not supposed to be here or something. Only if he knows who I am and what I've done, right? But far more than he'll ever. But anyway, I was like, and then I kept thinking, a few days went by, and I was in my studio and I saw my unanswered comments, and that was one of them. I said, well, don't look at it. You know what? This was what we're not going to do. I'm not going to assume he meant it in a negative way. So I'm just going to go ahead and comment. So I replied with a nice comment back. Like, oh, thank you so much. And you did a great job on that Jose interview, even though I ain't watched that crap. May have watched like maybe 5 minutes at most. Because Justin is just too boring for me. I'm sorry. If you could do it, knock yourself out. I'm sure you guys wanted to get to the core of what Jose was saying, but I figured I'd find out on another live. So anyway, so after he said that, right? So then I noticed a few days passed and I looked in my studio. I'm like, Justin didn't subscribe to me. So if Justice for All thinks that my channel is so hot, which he was saying, you know, then why wouldn't he subscribe to me? I'm confused. So then we see what happened and how he approached me. Oh, and I've said hi to him in his chat a couple times, and he's never said, even though I was bored by him, but I was just trying to be nice. You know, I know he was a member of True Crime on YouTube, or trying to, you know, get his name out there. He never replied. He replied to other people, he didn't reply, but to me. But I know I'm bad in my chat, so I'm like, I just cast it off. Maybe he just didn't see it, even though it's multiple times, whatever. So then, what happened next? I'm on Marissa's. So his true colors come out. As you see, Miss Williams was speaking about, his true colors started to come out. And he didn't even approach me. Like, you heard how I said, hey, Justin? His was just, like, he didn't even want to speak to me. And then he wanted to do exactly what Miss Williams said he did, which was attempt to minimize me. And what I had to say and how I feel didn't matter, right? It didn't matter. So, and then he disrespected me. He called me a moron, called me insane during this. What else did he say? Basically called me an idiot. Not basically, that's what he called me. Specifically, right? That's what he called me. and threw jabs at me. Did I deserve that? No, it's nothing in the world that I did that deserves that. It's nothing. By the way, YouTube suspended my monetization for 30 days. So guys, y'all not gonna see me monetized here till sometime in May. Maybe I shouldn't come back till then. With the pennies they be dishing out. But anyway, because my stuff for reuse content, guys, all you have to do is speak. Even if you do a critical review, you guys see how much I'm speaking? That's enough for, and that's how I do in all my lives. So there's no reason that daggone algorithm, because it was a computer, should have flagged me. None. So below y'all see my Cash App if y'all decide to after. I mean, if you know, whatever. But and I wasn't even saying that just now to tell you about that, but I just saw it streaming across, so I figured I'd throw that in. But anyway, so for Justice for All, for Justin to talk about me like that and to treat me like that when I showed him nothing but respect, even though I thought he was boring as hell and I really didn't take to him that well, I wanted to show him love. Just out of respect. But that's not what he showed me, right? And he came for me on Molly's. So now that kind of made me think about his message. That's why he didn't subscribe to you when he left that message. And he wanted to call out, it's nice to see the African American in the true crime community. What happened if I go up to you and say it's happened, it's good to see the whatever island he might be linked to American in the YouTube community. Oh, what if I went and said, like for example, oh my God, we have gays in the true crime. I'm so glad we're seeing more gays and more homosexuals in the true crime community. It's about time. Like, you have awesome content, but don't subscribe to your channel, right? Bullshit. He did that intentionally as shade. In my opinion, guys, I could be wrong. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a lover of everybody. Color and race, creed. Done dated them all, too. You know, so I'm down for everybody. I'm down for everybody. I love everybody. That's just me. But for him to say that, to call out my race, what does that have to do with anything? And what about, okay, when I was in my 20s and had the Adelphia building under contract through a wholesale agreement that was on a $30 million deal, I learned how to do this myself, even though that, I mean, it was $30 million and it did fall through in the end, because right before our investors bought it, that daggone thing went to bankruptcy court and we like lost it like that, right? But there was a lot after that. Do you know? Do you know my professional licensing? And before I had professional licensing, what I did before that? Are you going to say because of my race? Am I going to say because of you're gay, Justin? Because you're homosexual? No shade to the gays. I love my homosexuals. I love all you. I love every freaking body. What I'm calling out is Justin, because he did that for a reason. He did. He absolutely did. Not to subscribe to me. Every time I see you, if I say hi, you don't say hi back. And then you come to Molly and you treat me like that. It's got to be for a reason. But don't worry, though, because it's not just because of race that he's like that, though. You know how I know? Because he's been hating on a lot of YouTube creators in the true crime community, and I've seen it. And they called it out, and they spoke about it, and they have it on their community posts. And they're white. I shouldn't say white, Caucasian, should we say. Same color as him. Right? So, it's more to it than just, he's just, you know, and for those who don't get it and think that I'm speaking about him, trust and believe that in a negative way, and because all you saw is good in him. I'm saying this because he's done negativity. He said negativity. Other people are saying this because they have been negative or Justin has been negative to him in a way. There may be some facts, there may be some red flags that you don't know and you haven't seen, but trust and believe that they're out there. For all those who are in the chat still rocking with me, those who have left, and those who are watching in the replay, thanks for the love. I'll love you back. We're going to continue to play a little bit more of Miss Mallory Williams' video from the other day, live from the other day, and then I'll go down the chat, and and then we'll get off this bad boy. Love you guys.
So for you to ever think for one moment that you would ever overpower someone like me, right? Or guide me to the sign of what for, or how to, or who should or who should not, right? That day would be quite comical. That would be a comedy stunt like no other, I assure you. And for you to think that you could have gotten away with it with the goddess, the psychic goddess, I think just shows a particular side of you. A particular side that we've seen before that isn't all that inclusive, we'll put it that way. For some reason, see, because Sloppy Molly's had other psychics on, but for some reason this particular psychic, he just felt so at home, minimizing her, making her feel what she does is nothing, right?
Here, this was the magic, people. You can't say things that aren't factual. That's his stance. Everything else is just an opinion, psychic goddess, or your cards. Whatever your cards and your little magic wand says, whatever. All that stuff, right? It's not factual. It's not facts. It's hearsay.
Which is where Crystal comes in. Crystal was coming to say, look, bitch, I spoke to her directly. Period. This is my testimony of what I was told flat out by the girl. I talked to her daily. Right? He didn't want no part of that, remember. He didn't want no part of that because it wasn't his agenda. His agenda was just to come up and get people not to pay no mind to her. So,
bingo.
Here's the thing. It's like this, people. This is why I don't, and I really can't, go on other people's panels too often. It's a rare day, if it ever happens. Because I know me. And it's really unfair for the most part.
And I would love for her to come on my channel because she's just amazing overall.
For anyone on that panel to have to be on there with me. Because when I come on a panel with Joe Blow and Sissy Lou, right? Listen, I am goddamn Mallory Williams, the House of Williams. I am bold, I am vibrant, I shine so bright like a diamond, right? You cannot compete with me on a panel. You can't. You just can't do it. Whether I say 3 words or 1,000 words, I will eclipse you every time on a panel. So for that reason, knowing who I am and the effect I have on a panel, I don't go on panels. I operate from my own show. Because I know it must not be fun, for Sissy Lou, Joe Blow, and Idaho to be participating on a panel and, thinking they're being seen and heard, and then suddenly I'm on the panel, and the whole side chat is only going to be focused on me, what I'm saying, good or bad, hate or love, right? They become part of the...
Oh, I gotta pause this. I gotta tell you guys this one thing. So you guys remember what I said Justin wrote in the chat, right? Which I said I was trying not to take it negative, but his actions after show me like how he kind of really meant that. But he went back after and deleted it after he was on Molly, because he probably knew I was going to call him out about it. So he went and deleted it. So clearly there was a reason.
Part of the set decorations in the back, for goodness sake. Still fun for them. Hold on, y'all. I've got to get a drink. Hold on.
Let's fast forward.
Panel, you better know I'm going to be on your panel. I dim for no one. I mute for no one. I bow to no one. Well, you act like you own that panel. Bitch, I do own this panel. So long as I'm still here and I've not been booted by the owner, I own this goddamn panel. I'm the guest. Right? I'm the guest. No one invited me or gave me a link so I could sit up here and sit quietly. Or be outspoken. Every other word, even by the owner or the host of the channel. No. You want me on panel? You're going to give me a link. You're going to hear me. You're going to get the full effect of Mallory Williams. Sadly, most people make that mistake and they can't live with it. Because for some reason, they think they're going to get a watered-down version of Miss Williams when she comes over to somebody else's house, right? She's going to sit there like a little church mouse. Nothing could be further from the truth. And guess what? The psychic goddess behaved the exact same way that I would have. Hell no, she's not going to mute herself so Justin can come on and continue to minimize everything that she's trying to say and smear her in the process, and all that she does with her psychic abilities, her tarot readings, and the channel that she reads, you know, the channel that she runs over there, her brand, and he's going to come over there and insert himself in that channel in front of what, 700-800 people.
So she's point on. And Get Out of Tennessee, you said you don't want any parts with somebody hanging with a documented racist. Which one is that? Who is that? I'm just curious.
People over there watching and make her out to be a big nothing burger that no one should really pay attention to anyway.
She is so point on.
Sorry, Justice for All, that isn't going to happen today.
Yeah.
That's the way I read it from Psychic Goddess.
Oh my God, you're so right, Miss Williams.
That's exactly the way I read it.
Yes.
People in the side chat can be damned. You want to pick a side, and suddenly you want to jump on the boat with Justice for All, as though he was going to come up there and say anything profound, that he was going to add anything to the conversation. He had nothing to add to the conversation.
Nothing.
All he wanted to say over and over is, you have no facts. What you say is all opinion, nothing else.
Exactly.
You mean nothing.
But
here.
he's speculating
what you say
on
means
his
nothing.
Yes.
It means nothing.
Yes.
You're running a smear campaign.
Yes.
What I say is right. What you say is wrong. That's all. That was his only goal. And she absolutely refused to let him have that moment.
Yes. Thank you. Guys, bring out the church.
You know you're doing something right when you got the entire side chat up in arms about something, right? You obviously hit a nerve somewhere. See,
Get Me Out of Tennessee, Precious Chaos is somebody who goes to Justin and Molly's channel, and she comes up on the panel. She never shows her face ever. You guys know I'm bad at showing mine, but at least I try to at least 25% of the time. And she comments, so she came up on during the live. She basically acted like I wasn't on a panel with her. Anytime I said something about myself that was positive, about being able to see something, she would start speaking about Reverend Donna Serafina. And like I stated, I have all respect for anybody that's bringing these kids home and helping out. And I do believe, from what people told me about her psychic gifts, I do know, however, you just got to look, I'm just put it like this. I have a lot of accuracy to my reads, right? And I'm sure everybody else does too. So we need to all honor, who we have as on the panel that day, because Donna was not on that panel that day. If Donna was on the panel that day and I was on the panel with her, I would want to know more about her, and I would give her her due respect for everything that she's done in any case, right? I even had somebody on a chat in the comments recently that said, "Oh my God, your readings are so awesome and amazing." I haven't even responded to this person yet. I gotta look at it again. But she says, "You're so awesome and amazing. Imagine if you and Donna work together, what you can do." That's what she should have been doing if she was talking about Donna, you know, in the chat, on the panel at that time. Wow, you already have a psychic on the panel, right? Don't minimize me or try to diminish me, right? I called it. I told you exactly how Brian died before he died. Before the autopsy was in, and exactly how Gabby did too. So I deserve the same amount of respect. Period. And so the person that showed, matter of fact, let me see if I could find that comment. I do have to respond, and if she does watch this, would be a yes or no, side would be a no. All right, I'm looking at some new comments that just came in. Give me 1 second. Let me see what she said. And what this person said was so amazing, and it made my day, you know, because it's so true. Imagine what two really good psychics can do together. Hold on, where is it? I have a lot of stuff in my notifications. Oh shoot. Mystic Brady, if you're watching this on the replay, hello, love. I'm seeing you sent me a lot of a lot of notifications I gotta answer from you. I can't find it right now. There's so many things in my notification, but there's somebody in my notification saying how awesome, you know. Okay, hold on. How awesome my readings are, and how great it would be for me and Donna to work together to get these cases solved. And, you know, I felt that was a point on comment and also compliment. And she wasn't even freaking on a panel with me, you know. She just saw my readings. All right, I can't find it. There's just too much content there. But I'm gonna continue to play this out a little bit, not all the way, guys. We going to bed tonight, okay? And I'll go down the comments a little bit.
Somebody that goes up there and sits like a church mouse and mutes themselves so that others can have the spotlight would never get that kind of reaction. A reaction is a reaction, people. Right? And I would say, listen, I would say to our psychic goddess, you remember my words, baby. Lovers become haters and haters become lovers. So guaranteed, a good percentage of those people that were hating on you in that chat will be right there kissing your ass and loving on you in a few months' time.
Welcome.
Right? I just got the wrong impression of you. I'm sorry I misjudged you. I really like you.
Right?
You were right.
Yes.
You were right. And it wasn't fair how you were treated that one time in Sloppy Molly's. Right? Even though I was the one treating you like that as well. Right?
Hello,
That's how it
Justice.
goes, people. And the goddess will be gracious enough, right? Because I've been listening to her long enough to know she will be gracious enough to accept them into the fold without giving them.
Yeah, absolutely. I even said for Molly, for the things that I said that, you know, some people might not like about Molly, but it was true. It was becoming too much dramatics out there and too much about them versus Summer. Because I actually want to find her. So I actually have to tell the truth. And I said we could go out there together and do this. Some people feel like JR in the chat was right. Like, nah, that's not the person you want to go back with. But, you know, my hopes is we could sit down, chat, and come up with a goal, a game plan, you know, a blueprint, map it out and do it right. All right? And there's got to be people that's able to see stuff in advance and know that no, certain things aren't going to work. We need to do it the right way, a better way. you know. And in that sense, yeah, if we're going to get something really done, then let's go out there and get it done, regardless of what was said on whatever side, whoever said, because it's not about us. It's about these kids.
The big side eye or making them feel bad for their previous behavior toward her. She'll just welcome them into her fold.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
That's what she'll do.
Yes, love.
Unlike some creators.
That's right.
So in that aspect, I think she's got some things in common with the House of Williams. I really do.
Yes, babe.
Justice for all, like I said, as soon as Crystal came up, he retreated. Just before she came up. She begged him
to
return so that he could put his questions and his accusations of a smear campaign and such to Crystal, directly to Crystal. You don't want to hear it from me? You don't want to believe me? Right? You don't want to believe me? Well, Crystal will be here any minute.
That's right.
Let Crystal, let have a conversation with Crystal.
Yep. And he ran away.
Gone.
He ran away.
Would not return.
Did not return.
Insisting he was going to be doing a live in the next 30 minutes, which, by the way, he never did.
He never did it.
I don't believe he did a live until later that evening.
Yep,
because
you're
he
right.
certainly wasn't going to go against Sloppy Molly. Right? I think when he said he was going to do a live in 30 minutes, that was his code word to tell Molly, wrap it up, because I want to go live in 30 minutes. Guess what? Newsflash. Guess who didn't wrap it up?
Right, he did not.
Guess who didn't wrap it up in 30 minutes?
He went and checked out my videos.
Right? So, his little, he had his own stream to do in 30 minutes. It didn't work out quite the way he thought it was going to work out, did it? No, not one bit. Right? And the last thing he'd want right now is to, listen, he doesn't want to piss off Sloppy Molly because he knows he's on an artificial hall pass of Granger. Right? He knows that those 10,000 subscribers, 12,000 subscribers that he picked up are fleeting. He knows they are false subscribers who only subscribe for one topic. They did not subscribe for his channel content or his personality or anything else.
Right.
They subscribed so they would not miss out on one particular storyline.
Right, because he doesn't have a personality.
And they figure, hey, if this guy can produce this storyline, can't wait to see what his next storyline is. Only there won't be one. Right? He got his Jose. He got his Jose. Jose's left the building, people. Right? Jose has been wrung out for information like an old rag. Right? An old rag in a car wash. Just wrung him out for every bit of information that could be extracted from him. Period. There's no more Jose's floating around there for Walter Mercado. We applaud him for his Jose. Listen, we might even give him a YouTube Emmy, right? Down here at the ball sack of the taint of YouTube. We'll give him a little make-believe Emmy.
Oh my God, she
for his Jose introduction. But beyond that, it's over. The ball ends at midnight, Mercado. You turn back into a goddamn pumpkin and a handsmaid, right? The ball is over at midnight. I don't know if anybody shared that with you yet, but it's my pleasure to do it for you. My absolute pleasure. The way you treated that lady was absolutely disgusting.
Yep, that's what they said. Get me out. Mm-hmm. You're right.
Of course the racial card was being tossed about.
That's right. It was clear. The people that were rude in the chat for no reason. Yeah.
You're gonna have to explore that somewhere. I can't get into it. But listen, of course the racial card was gonna be flung around. I mean, the way that he was just handling, basically, you know what I mean? Shut up and dribble the ball.
Yes.
Just shut up and dribble the ball.
Listen.
You know that?
Listen.
Right?
Like I said, I didn't want to discuss this.
Shut up and deal your tarot cards. Go deal your tarot cards and shut up. Nobody wants to hear from the likes of you.
Yeah.
Right?
Say that. Oh my God, I love you, Miss Williams. You said
Of course,
everything.
it had some racial tension to
It
it.
sure did. I don't want to discuss this
And
and
as
talk
we all
about
know,
this.
justice is no stranger to homophobic statements, homophobic behavior, transphobic statements and behavior, right? Not a problem in the world. And I'll actually stand by the homophobic statement. Because I believe as long as you were talking about somebody else in a homophobic negative term, I think he'd just be fine with it. Especially if he didn't care for that particular gay person.
No, Donna
I
didn't
think
work
he'd
with
be just fine with it. So he's an enabler of this type of behavior, right? He enables Sloppy Molly with it time and time and time again. He encourages her, in fact. He himself will make statements, right? Sitting there referring to transgender people as trannies that literally came out of his mouth with no explanation in the world. It's free as a bird, right? Even though calling a transgender person a tranny is akin to calling a gay person the F word, right? That I don't say here out of pure respect on YouTube. Again, those old pesky terms of services, you know, trying to stay within the bounds of that, right? But that's the kind of person this Justice for All is. And people want to flock to him to say what a good heart he has. See, a good heart, a good man.
And by the way, guys, all of those that want to come to my channel and commented on my channel or at the end of Molly's live that day that was showing hate, like I said, it was so much love, and thank you guys for who gave love. I love you guys back. But for those who's giving hate and dishing out, Molly, you know, she came to the comments and said she really didn't care. No worries, whether she meant that or not. You know, like I said, I covered the issues that I had with her, and also Molly subscribed to my channel, okay? Whether it's there to peek in and watch to see, or it's there because she actually has a genuine interest, or whatever it is. So while y'all out there hating and saying y'all hope she gets my channel shut down, whoever that is, keep on hating because she subbed, all right?
And would have listened to what the goddess had to say the other day.
That's right.
Even if in his mind he wasn't buying any of it.
Say it, yup.
He had no right to come up there and try to shut her down.
That's what he tried to do.
And to minimize all that she was trying, the conversation that she was trying to have, which was just based around red flags.
That's it.
She was just trying to get people to consider some of the red flags that were out there.
That's all.
And in her own words, she said, and then you all can decide for yourself if it's something that moves you in one direction or it doesn't move you in any direction. Slightly paraphrasing there, but not by much, right?
You said it right. You point on.
The conversation that she was having just fine with Sloppy Molly when it was just the two of them. Before the likes of Walter Mercado got all butthurt and possessive on a topic and a person, came up there and tried to shut her down. And got zero support from his sidekick, Sloppy Molly. That really, trust me, that really chapped his little inner thighs, right? Chapped his thighs, honey.
Jennifer, Hannah,
I really thought that
Molly
he believed that Sloppy Molly was going to either shut that girl down, mute her so he could speak.
Hey, Terry.
Or ultimately remove her from the panel. That's what I believe was going to, in his mind. And when he was making those, I'm going live in 30 minutes. Really? So you of all people are going to now move Sloppy Molly's channel and dictate, right? You think that you're gonna move her to close her channel down within 30 minutes. Because that's what he did, people. Tapped his watch, stomped his feet. You got 30 more minutes, Sloppy. And if you will please wrap this up. Wrap up this psychic bitch. Wrap her up.
Listen.
Because I want to go live in 30 minutes.
She is point on
right?
in everything she's saying.
He said it several times in the side chat. He had to make it known.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Didn't happen, people. Because Molly didn't close up shop in 30 minutes. So, there's that.
Yeah.
The Psychic Goddess, listen, after going over the stream, listening to it, listening to your how you handled things, how you handled yourself up there, could you have handled yourself differently? Sure. Could you have let him had more opportunity to speak and stomp you into the sand? Of course you could have. You absolutely could have. But you didn't. And the truth is, you didn't have to. You do you.
Love
you do
you. Love you too.
And if nothing else, you know what? That's your time to shine. You got 700-800 people sitting there listening, watching, whether they're loving or hating. Let me tell you, they knew who you were. Right?
Love you too, Dixie. Good
They
night.
all knew who you were by the end of it. To the point where a couple people says, I just got to go make sure I'm not still subbed to her. I've got to, really what they were probably doing is going to subscribe to your channel, right? They're probably going over to subscribe. I'll be right back. Sure you will. Go subscribe. So there's that. There's that, people. Never dim your light for anybody on YouTube.
That's
Never.
Right.
Not on YouTube. Now, if you're in the church house, if you're in the your worship center, right? In real life, and you see somebody trying to have a moment to bask in the sun, have some humility, right? Be willing to step back so others can step forward and shine, right? Let them have their moments. But not on YouTube. On YouTube, as content creators, we need to shine the best and the brightest that we possibly can. Because if we don't, somebody else is just going to come right behind us and shine even brighter than, and they're not going to give a shit.
That's right.
This is YouTube. Period. You get as many people to notice your light as you can possibly do. Whether it's 50 people, 100 people, or 20,000 people, or 50,000 paid for bots. Right? You get as many people to see your light as you possibly can.
All right. So we're going to end it with that. Like I said, I'm going to... I'll update it within 24 hours to have Miss Williams' link in the description box, but it's also in the comments throughout. Thank you guys so much for being here. Like I said, I don't hate on anybody. I could dislike somebody, disagree with what, I can disagree with somebody and still overlook stuff because I have the best interest of the most important topic at heart, and in these cases it's definitely the children. Once again, am I a YouTube is something that I do, also creating YouTube videos. What I also like to benefit financially, of course. I'm spending my time. I could be doing other stuff, making money, good money. I could be spending this time with my kids, right? I still gotta have bills I have to pay, everything. So, but if I didn't care about this first and foremost, I wouldn't be doing it. If I didn't have a heart for it, I wouldn't be doing it. Not me. I saw from day one, before I made any videos on things that kind of ruffle my feathers, with Molly GOLIGHTLY and the crew when they were in Tennessee. I said, you know what? If I speak out on this, that is one avenue or channel that I won't be able to go to show them my gift and show them how I can help and gain subscribers. But at the end of the day, it wasn't about the subscribers. See, subscribers is only it's a part. It's something you want to continue to grow, but you want to know that you're coming from a genuine place. And so I couldn't change up. I saw some errors. I saw some things that could be fixed. Once again, like I said, how I am, I could go out there and make some of the same mistakes, not all the same mistakes, but a couple, and people could judge me in the same light, you know, and say, hey, what you doing? You messing up. You're not doing this right. You're not doing it good enough. But I'm going to listen to what they have to say. I'm going to take heed. It's a certain amount that I could just blow off as, you know, they go to haters. They're going to hate. Let the haters hate. But there's some that I can listen to and actually learn from. And when those people come to me out of a place of love and sincerity, and when they come to my page and try to help guide me and direct me, and sometimes there's some you might look at and say, I don't need your guidance. But there's some that you might look at and you could actually learn something from. You tell your mind, nah, don't take that down because I could use that tip. But you go to other creators like Molly GOLIGHTLY, MGL, because it's happened to me and it's happened to many other people, where we didn't come in a disrespectful manner or like, all we did was say, boo, you did good, but maybe you could have did this better. Or maybe on this day, it seemed like you was doing a little bit more acting. Like, I just want you to know that we got to turn the focus back on so Summer gets the majority of this awareness time, right? The majority of this research time, right? She's the one that needs not to be forgotten. I could look at my live, I could look in the comments, and I'll take that criticism without telling them I delete it. Delete it for what? They think how they think, they feel like how they feel. This stuff should be showcased. We're not going to mute you here. Just go ahead and be respectful about it. You know what I mean? So, anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to try to come on, you know, a few times this month. But there's some things that I need to do. I don't know if I'm going to hit live as much as I usually do. But I'm going to try. But the more you guys hit the like button, the more you kind of dig my grave out of the YouTube shadow ban. And that's another thing Molly did. Towards the end of the live, and after everybody caught her attention and say, well, not everybody, Justin for All and Lori, hey, go look at her channel, go look at the 57-minute mark. The whole live is freaking on halfway on Molly and what they got going on. You had to go an hour in. You wasted an hour worth of your time while we're here talking about Monkey, Michael Vaughn, to try to do a smear campaign on me that I already told. I know I repeated this multiple times during this live, but I just got to say it again, guys. Because that shows your true colors, Lori Davis. That shows your true colors, Precious Chaos. And that shows your true colors, Justice for All, Justin. You're weak to do that. To get her to unfocus her attention. Because see, at that moment during that time, I had no issues with MGL at all. We could say what she did in the past. I don't really care. We got, at this moment, we got two people that are key in the case of Michael Joseph Vaughn, a.k.a. Monkey, on this motherfucking platform. And don't nobody come first. Don't nobody come before Monkey. Lori Davis. All right, you don't come before Monkey. Precious Chaos, you don't come before Monkey. And never try to diminish my gift again. All right, while I'm sitting up there on a panel and telling you what I've done and could do. And Justice for All saying that I'm an idiot and I'm insane. Are you serious? Don't come for me with your little boring ass. Don't you dare in your life. Because clearly I'm caring more about these kids than you do. And it shouldn't matter how I come. It shouldn't matter if I'm a woman or a man. It shouldn't matter if I'm black or white. Let's focus on these kids. Period. And you know what? Like in the Candace Bly and Don Wells case, they always say, oh, Candace is, she might be racist because of the flag. I heard white people say, I heard black people. I don't care. I'm sure that's Molly. No, it's not. All right. I thought that was you, Mal. But anyway, I really don't care. It doesn't matter to me if they are. Let people, if they want to be racist, let them be racist. Let's worry about these kids. So if Candace is that, then go ahead. So you shouldn't be worried about me and whatever imperfections you try to perceive in me. At that time, let Michael Vaughn get his spotlight. It's not smearing. It was bringing up red flags, period, and they should have been addressed. Once again, there's many times that internet sleuths and people as a whole solve some of these cases that detectives have yet to. That's why we have cases that are decades old, okay? And they're cold. So, and once again, Nicole and Crystal, thank you guys so much for being there and your support and your love. Love you guys. Let's see. Dog Defender says, hey, beautiful. Sorry I missed it. That's okay. This is long as heck. That MGL, I'm so happy I saw that from 1 million miles away. That day I saw her at Brian Laundrie's house. I was like, nope, never been near the drama. Yeah, and that's the thing. Even though I saw that, I always went back with a little bit more hope. Like maybe Molly could get it better this time. You know what I mean? So it's not like I was trying to call her out all the way. Because like, this still may be hope. And it's not about, it wasn't even about her subs. It's like, I believe she might be, I just had faith. I was just praying that she could get it right. That's it. You know what I mean? Carissa. Hey, Carissa. Hey, Carissa, love. How you doing? Hey, camera queen, look at that. Your chat is so awesome. We didn't have to black a timeout. Not one person tonight. Exactly, camera queen. I'm sorry, I can't speak tonight. Exactly, queen. No, we did not. Look, well behaved. Well behaved. We don't have haters here. We only got lovers. All right. So anyway, I know y'all all tired, right? So what I'm gonna do, what I had planned is I'm gonna do 2 thumbnails. One was for Precious Chaos probably. The other one's for Justin, right? And I'm going to take bits of this because nobody's going to listen. 3.5 hours. It's going to be a shorter snippet of it. And like in a couple days, I'll release it. But it's basically what's aired here. And it's clipped out discussing solely Justin. And then Precious Chaos. Thank y'all for being here. I love y'all. Y'all the best. Man, I got the best subs